can't understand where my head is at. Oh, what my heart is saying. All throughout the struggle, sometimes I feel I can't shake the habit. I just can't wake up. But I know in the end I'll be the chill. 'Cause the road will go on with me or without. Making no compromise. Fighting for a better life.
Persona 4 Arena.
And we're back to Persona 4 Arena. Because who doesn't like some good old fighting times? Alright. We've only got one more story to get through before we do Labrys' story. Also, there's one story that I think we're not going to do, and that's Elizabeth.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I wish you good luck.
I find myself not caring about what happens to Elizabeth. So, also, it's functionally meaningless. But we're doing Chie! Let's go! That is a room. Damn. Square root US 66. That's funny. May 2nd. It's cloudy today. The wind's a little chilly for May, but it's the perfect weather for my daily run. Personally, I'd prefer it to be sunnier, but then I'd have to worry about UV rays and all that stuff. I guess this is okay. Got my favorite sneakers on and I'm ready to go. Oh, I should tell my mom that I'm leaving.
Taking off, Mom! You've been going every day lately. I'm surprised you're sticking to it.
The body is the temple, you know. I gotta start training now.
Now?
Oh no, it's nothing.
Well, don't forget to train your brain, too.
Yes, Mother.
I mutter a response to my mom's casual remarks as I rush out the door. My name's Chie Satonaka. I'm a third-year student attending Yasogami High School. After a certain series of events that occurred last year, I finally found what I want to be in the future. I want to become a police officer. I'm going to make myself strong and protect everyone from bad people. I know it's kind of a childish reason, but I'm serious. But because I'm so serious about it, I haven't been able to tell my parents about it yet either. But I've already talked about it with my guidance counselor, and I want to go to the police academy. And although I'm only third year, it's May. Considering that a lot of people around me are still troubled about what to do after they graduate, I feel like I've got a slight lead over them. Well, even so, I still need to make sure I study a lot too. But to be honest, that's not going so great. I mean, it's so much more fun to go out for a run like this instead of sitting at a desk all day.
Feeling good.
I take a deep breath of the damp air and start my run down the road to Samagawa at my usual pace. Inaba is, and let's be honest here, out in the sticks. It takes a couple of hours switching trains to get here from a real city. Some people hate that there's nothing here, and others think it's a bother how everyone knows everyone else, but to tell the truth, I like it. There are so many places to run, and I like greeting the people I meet along the way. I wave to a man that I usually bump into near the floodplain. He notices me as well and waves back.
Hey there, Chie-chan. Did something good happen?
Oh, can you tell?
Is it that obvious? I mean, Golden Week starts tomorrow after all. That in itself is enough to amp me up, but even better, Yukun's coming back
Is it
tomorrow.
what I think it is? You finally caught yourself a boyfriend?
Jeez, you always have to bring that up.
Be careful on your jog.
Hugh Narukami. He transferred here from the city last year, and he transferred out again in the spring. Though it was fast, he became a great friend. When he left, I prepared myself for the thought that I wouldn't get to see him much anymore. When I learned he was coming back, I was ecstatic. Well, he'll only be back for a short time. He's just spending the holidays here. I look up at the sky. The light gray clouds are a bit gloomy, but the weather doesn't bother me at all. I'm too busy looking forward to tomorrow. I pick up my pace and quickly pass through the shopping district. After continuing down the road, eventually come out at the Samagawa floodplain that flows through the center of town. I want to run a little more. Just as I was considering going all the way to the park at the top of the hill, I heard something I never expected to hear again.
Did you see the Midnight Channel the other night?
The Midnight Channel?
Whoa, wait a sec. Hey, did you just say Midnight Channel? Excuse me?
Two girls seem startled that I suddenly jumped into their conversation. Actually, one of them backs away like she's scared or something. She doesn't have to freak out that much.
Chie-senpai?
What? Do you know her?
These girls are wearing Yasogami High uniforms, so they'd have to be first year. At least first years, right? One of them seems to know me, but why is she so freaked out? Ugh, did I come on way too strong? I try speaking in a softer tone of voice and continue on.
Sorry to barge in, but well, I'm kind of interested in the Midnight Channel. And I overheard you talking about it, so you mind telling me what you were saying?
What was it you told me? I heard that this time it's like a fighting show and that the people on it were fighting each other.
I didn't know who was on it. I couldn't tell anything at all.
Huh? But you just said.
Well, please excuse us. Come on, let's go. Hey!
One of them pulls on the other's arm until the two of them run off towards the shopping district. They completely ignore me when I try to stop them. Huh. Even if I was coming on too strong in the beginning, didn't that girl's attitude suddenly change when she learned my name?
Huh? What was that? Did she not like me or something? But I've never even met her. I didn't do anything wrong, did I?
Can I think of any reasons? Well, I kinda can. My friends tend to stick out in this rural town for one reason or another. Sometimes people can dislike you just for being part of a crowd that stands out. It was especially bad when I entered the school beauty pageant last year. I was forced into it, just for the record. I heard a lot of talk behind my back. Then again, it only came from very few people. I wonder if that was part of it, that too. I don't let it get to me, but seeing someone react like that to my face does make me a little upset. Still, the Midnight Channel? A fighting show? People were fighting? I wanted to ask more about what she meant. Ugh. Would they have not run away if I'd just gone up and talked to them like a normal person? Why can't I do something about this habit of doing stuff without thinking about it?
I need to get better at getting information, or I'll be one lousy police officer.
I sigh to myself, then get back to my run. Oh, Chie. Chie-senpai, you're just not good at talking to people.
Midnight Channel. Oh.
As I munch on an awesome meat bun from Aya, my late night dessert that I saved from dinner, I roll onto my bed. Oh man, this meat bun is amazing. You just heat it up in the microwave for a minute and the outside gets all fluffy and then the juices get all over you when you bite into it like a meat apple. I take my time to savor this wonderful meat bun while I look outside the window. It's still cloudy, but it's not raining.
I wonder if it'll start raining before midnight.
The weather forecast did say it would start raining tonight. I think it'll be okay. I can't watch the Midnight Channel unless it's raining after all. And then they're going to talk about what happened last year. Blah, blah, blah.
Why is it back on the air?
There's still some time before midnight, but I just can't concentrate. I should turn on the TV and kill some time.
This is iNews bringing you the headlines for May 2nd. We begin with the hijacking of a domestic flight yesterday morning.
At Juness, every day is Customer Appreciation Day. Come see for yourself and get in touch with our products.
Oh, I know. Maybe Yosuke's heard a couple of rumors about this.
That's a great idea, even for me! And when you have a great idea, you gotta act on it immediately. I grab my cell and bring up Yosuke's number. Yosuke Hanamura. He's a classmate of mine. He's one of the friends that I worked hard with on the investigation team. He's a clown, though, always doing stupid things. But his dad owns the Juness Megamart in town, and Yosuke's always talking to the girls while working there. Well, more like helping out. So he knows a lot of gossip. I bet he'll know something about this. Oh wait, is he still at work at this hour? What should I do if he doesn't pick up? Having to leave a message makes me more nervous than when I talk to a real live person. I wonder if I'm the only one who feels that way.
Yo, Chie, what's up?
Oh, I'm glad you picked up. Are you free to talk right now?
Yeah, I just got off work. Didn't I already email you about tomorrow? You deleted it without reading it, didn't you?
How stupid do you think I am?
She's rude as always. There's a part of me that's relieved to hear his cheerful voice. I hadn't noticed that until just now, but it seems that part of me was a bit shaken when I heard about the Midnight Channel starting up again. Wait, now's not the time to be relieved, I have to be gathering information. When I think that to myself, I find myself talking lower like I'm sharing a secret.
Anyway, I heard a sort of disturbing rumor. The Midnight Channel might be back again.
Huh? The Midnight Channel? There's no way. Who told you that?
An underclassman at our school. I tried to get more details out of her, but she took off in a huge hurry.
Dude, you didn't growl at her or anything when you asked her about it, did you?
Maybe I did look pretty scary. Now that he's brought it up, I'm not so sure of myself anymore. But not even Yosuke knows about the Midnight Channel's reappearance. Maybe the rumor only started up recently? Well, we still need to pool whatever information we have. That's how an investigation works.
No, I was completely normal. At least I think I was. So anyway, the girl she was with said something about a fighting show. I didn't get any details, but she didn't seem like she was lying. And hey, the forecast says it's gonna rain tonight. Why don't we check it out?
Yeah, good call. If this is for real, we can't ignore it. But if it turns out to be a hoax, you better buy me dinner.
Then you owe me steak if it's true.
What? Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
I should call Yukiko too. Oh wait, she might be too busy to pick up.
I end the call with Yosuke. I should tell Yukiko about this next. Yukiko Amagi. She's another classmate of mine and has been my best friend since we were kids. The Amagi Inn that her family runs is a luxurious establishment with quite a history. The thought of being the successor to her family legacy seemed to have weighed her down, but she appears to have made her mind up and is having fun with it. That doesn't mean she doesn't complain every once in a while. Still, even if she does pick up this late at night, I might be bothering her. All I really need to do is tell her what's going on, so I'll just send her an email. Text message. Oh, I should ask her where and when we're supposed to meet up tomorrow. I mean, I remember it. I totally do. But to be honest, I checked my inbox and couldn't find Yosuke's email. Looks like I erased it when I cleaned out that expired Juness mailing list. Sometimes I just assert the... Excuse me. Gets it tight to me. Sorry. That was disgusting. Sometimes I just associate the words Yosuke and Juness together without thinking. I'm actually a little shaky about when we're supposed to meet. And the more I think about it, the less sure I am that I remember it right.
Maybe I really am that stupid. Jeez.
There, email sent. Now, who else haven't I told yet? Oh, there's Naoto-kun. Actually, she told me beforehand she wouldn't be in Inaba during Golden Week. I guess she couldn't free up her work schedule. She sounded so disappointed on the phone, too. With that on my mind, I'd search through my contact list for her anyway.
Hi, Nato-kun? Oh, I'm not interrupting your work, am I?
No, it's quite alright.
This is talking to her when she's at the hotel room. I double check with her just to make sure, just in case something's changed and she can make it. Looks like she really can't. After making sure, I decide not to tell her about what might be another case. I'd feel bad about making her worry when she can't come back here.
It really is a shame. Give my regards to Senpai and the others, won't you?
Will do. Good luck with the job.
Alright, all I can do now is wait for midnight. There's still some time. Where did that table come from? It's past 11:30. Maybe I'll be able to concentrate now and there's nothing fun to do? Well, I tried, but it was still useless. While I'm lying face down on my desk, I hear a faint sound hitting my window. I rush over to my window.
Yes, rain! Keep it up, clouds.
Midnight Channel should show up then. No, I don't think I should get so hasty. May just be only a rumor. Still, I want to hurry up and see if it's going to come on or not. Considering that Yukon is coming back, it'd be great if there was nothing else to have to worry about. Once I make sure it doesn't show up, I'll pray for the rain to lift so we'll have a great reunion under clear skies tomorrow. I'd take a seat in front of the TV and wait. Man, can't time hurry up a bit?
Kind of brings back memories.
Waiting for the Midnight Channel like this? It's as if the investigation team has picked up right where it left off. I close my eyes, those memories come back like it was only yesterday. Yukon was our leader and Yosuke was his partner. And two of them fought back to back, always perfectly in tune with each other. Then there's Yukiko, who can be a bit off at times, but is kind and warm-hearted. She's my best friend. She was one of the victims in the case, too. Saving Yukiko was actually the first job for the investigation team. And there's Kanji-kun. He's 1 year younger than us, and though he seems like an oddly feminine juvenile delinquent, he's a man at heart. And there's also Rise-chan, or Rosette, who's actually a famous pop idol. Oh, and I can't forget Nato-kun. She's a real detective. Finally, there's Teddy. He's always a clown and jokes around, but it's hard to hate him. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that our group really is full of strange people. I guess there's no helping the fact that we get talked about then. But now we're just used to being together. To be honest, if it hadn't been for the case, I might never have gotten to know some of them. Still, I never want to have to go through anything like that again.
Just 5 more minutes to go.
When I swallow, the sound is amazingly loud. My hands are cold, and I've unconsciously curled them into fists. Please don't show up. I mean, if it does, then there might be another victim. I just want to laugh about this tomorrow. Yosuke just laughed it off, thinking that I'd tricked him into staying up all night for no reason. I really don't want someone to get hurt again.
Rivals. They are friends, yet powerful foes.
Alright, we've seen that before. No need to watch it again. Also, I just realized Persona 3 revolves around the dark hour, which happens at 12, and Persona 4 has the midnight channel, which happens at 12. Persona 5 does not have that. I don't know why that would be important. It's just something I thought about.
What? What the hell?
I'm frozen to the spot for a good 30 seconds before I can shout. After that initial burst, though, I don't even know what to say. Yes, that was the midnight channel. It was clear as day. And I was on it. There was no mistake, that was me. And there was some stupid catchphrase tagged onto all of us. Before I know it, my cell's in my hand and I've dialed the number.
Hello?
What the hell was that carnivore who's discarded womanhood crab?
Instant Yosuke picks up and can't restrain myself from venting my anger on him. What in the hell was that all about?
Ow!
Seriously, what the hell?
Blew out my eardrum.
I haven't discarded it! I haven't, you hear me? I eat vegetables too, you know, and I haven't discarded my womanhood!
All right, just calm down.
What was that about? Is that what everyone's been seeing? No wonder that girl got so spooked this afternoon!
Yeah, there was a carnivore that discarded womanhood in front of her. She must have thought I was going to eat her or something. Must have been scarier than the boogeyman. No.
There, that's a good girl. Calm down.
Hey, don't treat me like a rabid animal!
Well, just think about how I feel. That Captain Ressentiment part isn't too cool. Let's ignore that for now. Look, there's something that bothered me about what we just saw. Teddy was in that video, and he looked like he's hosting the whole thing.
Really?
Plus, he hasn't come home yet. And he's not picking up his cell either.
What?
Can you call Yukiko? I'll try and contact the others. I'm gonna hang up now, but I'll call back in about 30 minutes, okay?
Got it.
I hurry up and call Yukiko. She seems badly shaken up too, and her voice is trembling. I was about to console her about it, but the reason she was so shaken up was a little different. It wasn't because of what was on the Midnight Channel, but a phone call that she'd received earlier tonight.
Rise-chan's gone missing?
Yeah, her manager called the Amagi Inn to ask if I knew anything. Could it be related to the Midnight Channel?
I don't know about that, but...
Even though that's what I said, I was convinced otherwise. Midnight Channel must be related to how Teddy and Rise-chan have gone missing. I don't have any proof, but think about the timing. There has to be some kind of connection here. In any case, I check with Yukiko about our meeting tomorrow before I hang out. Later, though, another troubling tidbit was added when Yosuke called me again.
Looks like Kanji's missing too. His mom told me that he was sleeping in the living room, but then he disappeared.
Then Teddy, Rise-chan, and Kanji-kun...
Yeah, this might be serious. I'll see you at the food court tomorrow.
I glare at the TV screen. Of course, since it's turned off, nothing's on it. I don't care about any stupid catchphrases now. I'm just worried about the friends that we can't get in touch with.
Please be okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's... I didn't manage to get any sleep that night, so I got to the meeting place much earlier than I was supposed to. This is the food court on the Junes roof. It's where the investigation team usually met. The light clouds from last night have blown away, and a nice breeze is passing through the area. Now, where should I wait for everyone? Just when I was convinced that I was the first one here, I see the narrow back of my best friend.
Yukiko, you're early!
Good morning, Chie. I couldn't stop thinking about things, so I wrapped up my shift at the inn early and came here.
Yukiko smiles. Man, she's so pretty as usual. Just seeing her smile makes me feel a little embarrassed. But Yukiko's not just about looks. On top of being trained in etiquette at the inn, she's elegant and smart. Obviously, she's insanely popular among the guys. There are times when I'm honestly envious of her for having things that I don't. But I'm proud of her, and I'm always happy that she's my friend. A woman's mind is complicated. Yeah, I've said it, a woman's mind. I haven't discarded my womanhood, damn it.
I actually made a boxed lunch for everyone. Let's eat it together later.
Whoa, a boxed lunch? You made it?
Don't worry, I made sure to taste test it first so it won't be like
Excuse
last
me.
year. I think.
Well, you've got a point. We don't want people to keep calling us poison chefs, do we? Ooh, that does smell really good. Oh man, I can't wait to try it.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm putting on some wrist supports because I've got friggin' bad wrist lately. All right. It smells so good. I'm sure it'll be okay. Yukiko's really been doing her best lately, after all. As Yukiko blushes shyly, I notice two people entering the food court from behind her. That's Yosuke and Yukun.
Hey there, sorry I'm late. I ran into this guy at the elevator.
Good to see you guys again.
Welcome back! The guest of honor's finally here. You're looking well.
Welcome back. Should we...
Huh? Oh, he already knows about the Midnight Channel thing. He's actually the one who called me up about it.
Oh, I see. This has turned into a pretty thrown-together reunion, hasn't it? But I'm glad you came.
Once Yukun takes a seat, Yosuke clears his throat in an exaggerated way and looks at all of us. Ooh, is this going where I think this is going? When I glance towards Yukiko, our eyes meet and we can't help but laugh.
Well, it sucks that we can't hang out more before jumping into another mystery, but to celebrate our partner's return, I hereby reinstate the investigation team in response to the Midnight Channel going back on the air last night.
Oh, the team is back! Just hearing that name again gets me all fired up. Yeah, let's do this!
Everybody clap.
I don't think the applause is necessary.
No, it's totally necessary. But it gets us all hyped up. Yosuke smiles to himself and looks at Yukun, but Yukun just was about to start clapping along with us. Yosuke just shrugs awkwardly. Everyone laughs at this and the mood lightens considerably. It's like we've never changed. I feel like in this brief time we've completely filled in the last couple of months that we'd been away. It's like Yukun never went back to the city.
Let's get cracking. I mean, this is no laughing matter.
The relaxed air suddenly tightens with Yosuke's words. With the Midnight Channel airing, we all understand what that means.
No one's heard from Teddy, Kanji, or Rise. Just those three, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got a hold of Naoto-kun, but I didn't tell her about this stuff. She told me she couldn't make it today because of her job, so I didn't want to worry her. She seemed pretty bummed that she couldn't be here too.
Naoto-kun seriously seemed busy when I talked to her. Would have been reassuring if we'd had Naoto-kun here, since she's such an amazing detective that even the police ask her for assistance. She has to be doing something really important right now.
One thing's been bothering me. The picture on the TV was very clear last.
I think about what came on last night. Yeah, the picture was really clear. There was no static or digital fuzz or anything. I could easily tell who was on it. But isn't that odd? Everyone else has the same doubts I do. Yukun speaks up and asks about the reason behind it.
Yeah. Going by the pattern from last year, it wouldn't be that clear until after the victim entered the TV.
Hey, isn't this the first time a big group of people was shown together? Plus, we're still here. Why us anyway? And what's up with those insulting descriptions?
I look over to Yukiko after that. Crap, she's angry. She still has a beautiful smile on, but I can tell she's seriously mad. Hey, don't get mad at me. Your nickname wasn't all that bad. At least the unconquerable Snow Black is still feminine. That's just a joke about Snow White. I got stuck with Carnivore. Yeah, I know that's not the problem here, but still.
What bothers me most is Teddy. He was acting like the host of that show.
Yukun said the same thing Yosuke said yesterday. Now that's our leader. Even though he's been slapped with some insane label like Sister Complex Kingpin, he's as calm as ever.
Yeah, we can't find him.
This smells fishy. Then again, I doubt he would play a prank like this for no reason.
I guess we'll just have to go inside the TV and find out what's going on.
Won't we be stuck in there without...
Yeah, we know about that. Blah, blah, blah.
Like anyone...
Well, there is someone who almost fell in like that. I suddenly remember back when we simply brushed off his claims that he could go into a TV. Remember that you had said he'd gotten stuck because his TV screen was so small or something like that. He had been so serious. Feels like that was a long time ago.
Anyway, it sounds like it's safe for us to go investigate then.
Yeah, there's no doubt that something's going on in there. Is everyone ready?
We're all good to go. To tell the truth, I had a hunch that this was going to happen.
Everyone stands up excitedly, ready to show that we're all prepared. We're headed for the electronics department in Junes. You know that the big screen TV there will allow us to enter that other world. Actually, we could use other TVs, but there's no way to know where we'd end up, so we just stuck with that one TV. can feel myself getting more fired up with every step I take. If the friends we couldn't get in touch with have been dragged into something, then I have to rescue them. Fingers are still cold as I curl them into a fist. It's been a while, so I'm nervous. When I glance at Yukiko, she doesn't look very enthusiastic either.
Yukiko, it'll be alright. You don't need to scrunch up your face.
Was I doing that?
Yeah, you're gonna give yourself wrinkles.
I'll be more careful.
Don't worry, things are different from the way they were last year. We're old pros at this.
That brings a smile back to Yukiko's face. When I see her relax, my nervousness unravels along with hers. Yeah, we'll be okay. I'm sure we'll be able to save them. Don't forget that box lunch, Yukiko. Seen that before. No need for a bookmark yet, because we haven't even fought anybody. When I wake up, I notice that I'm lying on the ground. I quickly get up and make sure I'm alright. Okay, I don't hurt anywhere. It's been a while since I had to enter TV, but there was something different this time. There isn't usually that sensation of falling forever. I cautiously check my surroundings. And I'm awestruck.
Is this our school?
That's the gate to Yasogami High School. I should know it. I go there almost every day. Hey, didn't the TV world turn into some beautiful place when we finished the case? Did it change back?
Hey, what are you guys?
I turn around expecting to see my friends nearby, but lo and behold, there's nobody there.
Where'd they go? Hey! Is anyone there?
I call out, but there's no answer. There isn't even an echo. My voice just disappears as if the sound is being sucked away. Usually we'd come out together when we went in through the same TV. Yukun, Yosuke, Yukiko, where did they all go? I swear to God, I've got a tickle in my throat and it's driving me nuts. So I apologize. Okay. I anxiously look around, but there's no one.
Where is this?
I know I'm in the TV world, so why does it look like Yasogami High? And there's all these weird decorations all over the place. It's like the week before the Culture Festival, but different. Huh? That reminds me, what was on the Midnight Channel? Not the people,
What
but...
was it? P1 Grand Prix?
Just as I say that, smoke suddenly gushes from the sides of the big monitor set up near the school gate.
Hey! What is this?
Ow.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get our program started.
Is that Rise-chan?
A loud cheer accompanies her voice. Where's that coming from? Shouldn't be any people here. I look around wildly while Rise-chan continues on the screen.
There's no need for manners or courtesy or anything today, so let it all hang out. Tell us how you really feel. I, Reset, will be your commentator. But first, the General would like to say a few words.
Commentator? General?
It seems the time has come. I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own P1 Grand Prix!
Wait, the General is Teddy?
Now Teddy's on the monitor and he's dressed all weird. We came here because we were worried that something had happened to him, and now this stupid bear's up to shenanigans?
Hey, you! What are you doing? What's all this about?
Welcome, Chie-chan! You must now strive to become the champion among all fighters!
Champion among all fighters? You don't mean we're gonna fight each other like it said on the Midnight Channel, do you?
You're quick to understand. I bet you're already aching to get started, huh?
Hey, enough with this sick joke. Everyone's worried about you, you know.
I wouldn't know about that. Bring out the first challenger!
Who's it gonna be? On cue, the smoke gushes out of the monitor again. And now I see a familiar silhouette. It's Yukun. So I'm not alone in here. I rush over to him with relief.
Oh, thank goodness you're okay. I guess I got separated from everyone else. Anyway, listen, I found Teddy, but he's not making any sense at all. He's telling us to fight against each other.
Not making any sense?
Whoa. He laughs slightly at my words and suddenly draws his weapon.
What's wrong?
Aren't you gonna prepare yourself? The P1 Grand Prix already started.
I see my own dumbfounded face reflected in his blade. This is all so sudden. I can't understand what's happening. Prepare myself? Does that mean we're gonna fight? I'm gonna fight Yukun?
Well, what's gotten into you? Seriously, I can't fight fight you.
Why?
Why?
You're naturally violent, though. It's why you want to become a police officer. So you can be violent on the job. The serving and protecting thing is just a cover.
What are you saying?
His words are even more of a shock. Is this really Yukon? I look at him over and over again from the top of his head to the tips of his toes. But that's him, our leader. I'd know him anywhere. When I can't say anything in response to him, he sneers coldly at me.
You just want to act strong, no? So you don't have to face yourself. The real you is weak. You can't protect anyone. You're so pitiful, it's a struggle to protect yourself.
You're so pitiful. Everything I'd been working up over in the past year all comes rushing back to me. Before, I had wanted to be strong to protect people who were close to me, but at the same time, I was using that strength as a crutch. I was depending on that power to keep people from seeing my inner weakness. It was a painful truth about myself, but I'd learned it over the course of the case, and I wanted to turn away from it.
But I'm different now.
It's not who I am anymore. I thought Yukon would understand that better than anyone. So why is he saying...
You always think that about me? Even though you were with me when I faced my shadow?
Or did he change when he went back to the city? Did he forget about us? Did that year we spent together not matter anymore to him? I don't get it. It makes no sense at all.
Looks like things are heating up. Well then, let's get this show started.
You heard her. Face me. Or die.
Yukon slowly raises his hand. I know what he's about to do. I fought along his side for so long. That movement, it's a persona summoning.
You're serious.
I brace for a fight and I concentrate my senses for the first time in a while. I call out to my inner self. If Yukon is serious, then I have to give this my all too. Come, Tomoe, my persona.
You've forgotten. Then I'll make you remember. Here goes.
Boo 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 boo. Cool, let's fight. Spunky dragon with deadly legs.
Finally.
The legendary
Not enough.
Boom! Fucked! Good God. I haven't played this game in like a week, but damn, that felt good. I beat Yukon? Maybe, but it doesn't make me happy at all. I try my best to fight back the tears that well up in my eyes. That's when I noticed that there are other students gathered around us. No, take a better look. These aren't students. They aren't even human. Whatever they are, they're only shaped like people. I was so absorbed in the fight that I didn't pay any attention to them, but I vaguely remember seeing them while we were fighting. What are they? They look like people's silhouettes. Could they be shadows? Still, they're not attacking me. Is this some stage effect Teddy's doing? I try to think about this, but in the end I turn to Yukon, who's down on his knees. It's no use. I can't think of anything to say right now. Even though my mind's a mess, Teddy shows up on the monitor and starts being a total ass.
That was an amazing fight! Good job in defeating Sensei, Chie-chan. That's our #1 thug!
What is this? Really what you want? Why did you make me fight him?
Oh, but I'm sure you know why, Chie-chan. Be looking forward to your next opponent.
The monitor turns off. The students around us seem to have lost interest. They leave the area too. What does he mean I know why we're fighting? Ow. Sorry. I almost rush over to help him stand up, but my feet stop. I still don't know how to deal with what he said earlier. But I need to talk to him, yeah. My mind's still all jumbled, but I have to say something.
I'm sorry about earlier. I didn't hold back at all. Must have hurt. But come on. weren't you being a little too hard on me?
Yeah, same to you. Although, I kinda get why you'd say that.
Huh?
Yukon sounds like he's pouting as he scratches his head. Huh? Wait a second. Shouldn't I be the one pouting right now?
Let's sort this out. There's too much going on that we don't understand.
Oh, right.
He sounds calm, like usual, which helps me cool down a bit. Yeah, this is the usual Yukon. But then why was he talking like that before? I still don't know how to deal with that, but he's right. We need to sort out what's going on.
First, the TV world reflects people's hearts, right? This time, it's turned into Yasugami High.
If the same rules as last year apply, then someone related to Yasugami High may have entered here.
Then... where does that get us?
I don't know, but we're forced to participate in this Grand Prix and fight one another.
I'm sorry, Goro Kechi del Sod. I cannot hydrate because I don't have any water right now. I'll get some in a bit.
That host really was Teddy. And Rise-chan's announcing seemed like she was trying to rile us up too.
There's no way it can be them.
Yukon sounds determined. Hearing him talk with such conviction makes me feel relieved for some reason. Yeah, he's right. Neither Teddy nor Rise-chan would do this to us. Teddy does harass the girls, and he's always causing trouble as if everything's a game to him, but he protects us with his life when it counts. Rise-chan would too. She's a friend who would do everything she can for us. It's impossible that they'd want to make us fight our friends like this.
Have you seen Yosuke and the others?
No, not yet. We all entered the TV together, too.
I see. Let's meet up with the others first. We'll deal with this new mystery after that.
Right.
Yukon is as amazing as ever. It's not just that he's always calm and smart, but he helps others figure out what's most important. He and I start walking to the school together. But...
What's wrong?
Yukon suddenly clutches his face and stops for no reason. I wasn't looking beside me, but it sounded like he ran into something. Huh? There's nothing here, right? He slowly raises his hands and walks forward, and his arms meet resistance in midair. It's like there's a wall right there.
I got through okay.
I waved my arm through the space where his arms have stopped. Yeah, it went right there, right through. There's nothing here. When Yukon sees that, he looks surprised. What does this mean? While he and I look at each other confused, the monitor comes back on.
Oops, I'm so forgetful. No matter how much you try, you can't go any further, Sensei.
Huh?
Actually, no one who loses a match can leave. Only the winner can move on. Those are the rules. Comprende?
The monitor turns off just as suddenly as it turned on. He's watching us, but he doesn't care to listen to anything we have to say? Isn't that selfish? Still, only the winner can move on, huh? That's not some goofy plot out of a TV show. I don't know what is. What in the world does he want from us? I mean, if there's something like a wall here, then...
Persona!
Yukon summons his persona and has it slash where he couldn't pass through. I was thinking the same thing, but damn, a little heads up would be nice. I should summon my persona too and see if that helps. Wait, I can't touch this wall myself though. After a number of tries, Yukon exhales deeply and shrugs.
It's no use. Looks like these rules can't be broken.
Then...
If I concentrate on attacking a single spot, I may be able to break through. But you can't wait around for that. You'll have to go on without me. It's in your hands now.
Huh? You want me to just leave you here?
What's wrong?
Huh? Oh, so sorry. I'm just nervous. You're better at solving cases and things, so I'm like, can I do this on my own? It really would have been better if I had lost, huh? Great.
Now that I say it out loud, it's true. I mean, he's so much smarter than me and calmer and stronger. So if you compare him to me, I can't get what he said earlier out of my head. A weak, pitiful person.
That's not like you. Weren't you gonna protect everyone?
That's when he puts his hand on my shoulder. I look up and he's smiling as if he's trying to cheer me up.
Don't worry. Believe in yourself. You can save them. Plus, rushing headlong into things is your specialty, right?
Hey!
Sorry.
That's what's best about you, Chie. You're honest and straightforward.
I know he's just kidding, but I do feel better now. And we don't know what Yukiko or Yosuke are doing right now either.
I'll get going then. I'll be back with the rest of the guys to save you. Just wait for us!
If I'm the only one who can go on, then that's just what I'll have to do. I'm the only one who can do this, so I will do it because I'm the only one who can. Or something. It kind of makes sense. Everything should be that simple. I wave one last time back to Yukon before running into the school building. Boo-dee, boo, boo-doo-doo-doo. No problems getting inside the school, but where do I go now? Running around aimlessly may be dangerous. I stop and think for a moment. Let's see here. The clues I have right now are... Oh yeah, how Teddy shows up on the monitor sometimes. That means he's being filmed live somewhere, right? Where could he be doing that? As my mind is running flat out, I catch a familiar figure out of the corner of my eye. That eye-searing combination of blue and red. It can only be...
There's that bear.
What? He didn't even notice me. He just went up the stairs like I hadn't said anything. And he wasn't alone. There was a girl in a Yasogami High uniform with him, but who was that? Rise-chan? Oh, that wasn't her. Ugh, anyway, I need to go after him.
Hey, get back here!
Third year, class 2, Chie Satanaka. How are things going? I have a message from the general. Your next battle is about to begin, so don't go anywhere.
Huh?
Despite my anger, I stop when I hear Rise-chan, and a monitor in the hallway turns on. This time, Teddy was in a costume. Wait, what? I thought I'd just seen Teddy, and he wasn't wearing anything like that.
Did you change so fast?
What are you talking about? I'm the general, so I'm always wearing this uniform. Don't you think I look sharp, Chie-chan?
Yukon had said that there was no way Teddy could be behind this, and I really want to believe it. That looks and sounds just like Teddy. Ugh, my brain's a mess.
I'll head straight to where you are and ask you in person.
You really don't seem to get it, Chie-chan. This is a Grand Prix, and your next battle is coming up. Haven't you been listening?
I don't care about your stupid Grand Prix. I don't want to fight anymore.
Yeesh! How thick can you be? Don't you know this Grand Prix is for you?
For me?
What's he talking about? All this fighting is for me? I'm about to laugh, but I get a tight feeling in my chest. I didn't want to hear what he was going to say next, so I forced the conversation onto a different track.
Who is that girl back there?
Never mind her. Worry more about the opponent coming up. Come on! We're about to get started.
Sorry. I asked that question out of desperation, but it worked. Teddy seems flustered. Huh. So there's something he doesn't want me to find out?
Now bring out the next challenger!
Yukiko? I want to ask him about that girl again, but smoke suddenly floods the area and I can't see the monitor anymore. Last time this happened, Yukon came out of the smoke. Who's it going to be this time? I see a shadow through the haze. Yosuke?
There you are, you Venusonian. Let's do this with everything we've got.
What's wrong with loving me? Wait, that's not what I meant to say. You mean you want to fight too?
Well, this is the P1 Grand Prix, you know. Since you're training to be a police officer, let me see some of your skills.
Yosuke smirks and makes a sarcastic salute. His expression is so cold and filled with malice. He's making fun of me. It's happening again. I can't help but be at a loss. Maybe this is a shadow or something? I mean, I don't want to think that Yosuke himself could make that face at me. But isn't it odd that a shadow would want to attack somebody other than the person it's trying to be? Then maybe this is the real Yosuke?
Hey, let's not do this.
Huh? You're not gonna show me your kung fu? Well, I guess it is pretty useless.
It's not useless. I train myself so I can protect people.
When I shout back, he just gets even more obnoxious.
Protect my ass. You're just a brat who wants to be a hero.
Says Captain Ressentiment.
You say you want to become a police officer, but come on. I bet you're not even studying. Just stay home and play pretend. That way you won't get yourself hurt. Cowardly Chie-chan can't face reality after all.
That's not...
Can't finish that sentence. I can't say that he's not right. This guy's saying the same thing Yukon said earlier. The weakness in me that I thought I'd overcome last year begins to throb painfully. That's when Rise-chan laughs over the PA system as if she's watching us right now.
Ooh, has the carnivore been defanged? This battle might be over before it starts.
That wouldn't be any fun though, right? You gotta show off your kung fu pride.
This is just like what happened with Yukon earlier. That's right, the air around him changed after I fought. I'm sure it'll be the same this time, too. Actually, that's all I can hope for. I tapped the ground with my toes. Yeah, I'm still fast and light. My heart is heavy, but I can't let that stop me now.
Fine. Come get me. I'll beat some sense into you.
They're only about a month apart in terms of birthdays.
Here comes Yoshi Senpai, scion of Junes! You're unstoppable!
Whoop!
Are they starting to get This is turning into a tight situation! Protect me!
Kidding me?
How unfortunate.
Chie is just a combo nightmare. Love it. Loving it.
Ooh, you truly are a beast! We'll be looking forward to seeing your brutal kicks in the next battle, too!
The monitor turns off before I can say anything. But before I deal with that bear, I need to deal with Yosuke right here. I mean, I can't just let him insult me.
So, how'd you like the taste of my kung fu?
Oh, shut up. You just had to keep going on and on about how I've got no convictions and stuff, didn't you?
Sure, sometimes studying's a pain, but I still do it. It's not about wanting to be a hero. I'm serious about this.
And why'd you have to bring up stuff about Saki-senpai? That's driving the knife in too far.
What are you saying, Yosuke? When were we talking about your convictions?
Dude, what are you saying? Why did you start this hero talk all of a sudden?
Huh? We both look at each other and cock our heads confused. This happened last time, too. After Yukon and I fought, we were confused about what had happened before the fight. What he said afterwards didn't make any sense either. It's like we were having completely different conversations before the fight. I feel like something's been casting a spell on me. My anger drains away when I feel that when I have that realization. Yosuke just shrugs it off and suggests we talk about sharing what we found out about this place. But Yosuke just acts surprised. I wasn't expecting him to be this clueless.
This isn't Yasugami High?
Really? You thought this was the real Yasugami High?
Hello? We jumped into the TV together? How could you forget that?
I knew he was acting weird from the beginning, but to completely forget you've jumped into a TV. Seriously, what's gotten into him? As I stare at him in disbelief, Yosuke scratches his head.
Oh, I see. My brain's been kind of scrambled. First I get thrown into this Grand Prix thing, and then you keep rubbing salt into my old wounds.
Oh, come on. You did the same thing to me.
Wait, what's going on? You sound normal now, but before the fight...
The same thing happened a little while ago. Yukon started saying weird things, we fought, and then things were back to normal once it was over.
Could this be another one of those rules in this world?
That may be it. I snap my fingers when the idea hits me. It's a rule that we have to fight each other. Another rule is that only the winner can move on. Then, maybe there's yet another rule about how the situation changes to force us to fight?
But who would make rules like that?
Well, who makes the decisions around here? Teddy, who's calling himself the general? Risei-chan, the announcer? There's no way either of them would want to make us go through this.
Could there be some bad guy out there making us crazy?
A certain face comes to mind. That girl who was with Teddy in the stairway. When I asked Teddy about her, he seemed to be avoiding having to talk about her. This smells fishy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Yosuke.
Tell Yosuke about the girl I saw. It appears that he knows who I'm talking about, too.
I met that girl, too. Our ponytailed student council president, right?
Student council president? Oh, we must be talking about different people. Our president is a guy.
Seriously?
Dude, the elections were just last week. You can't even remember their gender?
Oh, I slept right through all that. But if that's true, then is she lying about being the student council president? Why would she do that?
I don't know. But I'm positive she's not the real president. And isn't it suspicious that she's inside the TV?
Good point. Let's go see what's up, Chie.
Yosuke jumps up and starts to rush away, but...
Yosuke!
Ow. Face first into an invisible wall. That's gotta hurt.
Sorry. I forgot to tell you, but it seems like only the winner gets to go on.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? My nose is all flattened now.
Ah, it's fine.
But, man, I can't get through.
Damn it. Guess I'm stuck waiting here. Wait.
Oh, no.
What is it?
Yosuke suddenly looks extremely serious. Is there another problem I haven't noticed? Yosuke can be surprisingly perceptive at times. Maybe there's some new danger.
What am I supposed to do if I need to use the bathroom?
That again.
Oh. Now I feel like an idiot for assuming the best of him. Well, that's the kind of guy Yosuke is.
Well, the rest is up to you, Chie. You're the only one who can solve this case and save my bladder.
Huh? Oh, right. I don't think that second thing's an actual problem, though.
Hey, Lunar.
Well, in any case, I'll be counting on you. Sorry, I wish I could help you. But I'm sure you can save the others.
Yeah. I'll do my best.
Make sure you think before you act, okay? Going with your gut isn't that bad, but you tend to lose control pretty easily.
Shut up. I'll solve this in no time.
Even I know that. When I yell back at him, Yosuke gives me a bright smile.
That's the spirit. That president girl was headed to the announcement room. I'll be waiting to hear good news from you.
I mean, worrying about having to pee? Yeah. Cool. Thanks for joining. Oh yeah, the announcement room. I finally have an answer to the question I was thinking about right before this fight interrupted my train of thought. You have to be able to broadcast an image if it's going to show up on the monitors, so they have to be in the announcement room. I thank Yosuke and start running. Yukun, Yosuke, and Teddy and Rise-chan too. The reason why everyone's acting so all weird has to be because there's some bad guy pulling the strings. If I think about it that way, my spirits lift and my footsteps get much lighter. Of course, that girl's on my list of suspicious people too. It's better to have an objective in mind when going into things, after all.
Announcement room, here I come!
If there really is a bad guy in there, I'll catch him and get my answers. About this world, why we're being forced to fight, and what this battle being for me stuff is supposed to mean. Nope. No need for bookmarks.
Oh, this is insane.
Although I was super confident when I set off, I'm having some trouble now. Only the winner can go on. I figured that only the losers would run into those invisible walls. Man, I was wrong. Those stupid things are all over the place. Every path I've taken so far has been blocked. I got up to one of the sets of stairs to the second floor, but I can't even get close to any of the stairs to the third floor. The announcement room's on the third floor. Not only that, but this school is a complete mess. Some hallways go on forever, and one wrong turn and I'm suddenly in the practice building again. Actually, is the announcement room even on the third floor in this place? Ow.
Sheesh, another wall?
I changed directions and mumbled to myself. Could there be some kind of fixed route through? There better be a way into the main stronghold. Just as I'm thinking that...
Who was that?
I saw something red as I passed a hallway. It was a person. I hurried back and looked again. For a second I thought it might be Yukiko, but that wasn't her height. I'm pretty sure that was a man. And the way that red cloth is billowing... Was that a cape?
Really? A cape.
I must be seeing things. Nobody would walk around outside dressed like some cheesy superhero. Right? Wait, this isn't outside. We're in the TV world. Maybe that was a shadow? If he's human, then that means there's another mysterious person walking around, along with that fake student council president. What's going on? I gotta check this out. I cautiously head back to where I saw that red thing a moment ago. I peek around the corner and see... It is a person! Oh man, and that is a cape! He's actually wearing a cape! Seriously? And a red cape even? Wait, so who is he? To be honest, he's way too suspicious. As I'm debating whether to call out to him or not, the guy takes a fighting stance and strikes out at nothing. Whoa, that was insane! Is he punching the invisible walls? That looked like a crazy strong punch, but even that didn't do anything to the wall. The guy in the cape stops and thinks to himself for a while, then looks around while muttering to himself.
I knew it. Whoever set this up only thought about blocking people's paths. Anywhere there already was a real wall got overlooked.
So Chie's story and Akihiko's story kind of mix, but they're going to diverge after the to be continued. Hey, he opened a window. I didn't know they opened.
I'll just go another way.
What? The cape guy suddenly jumps out the window.
Wait. How'd you... I mean, you can do that?
I hurry over to the window the guy just leaped out of. I look around to see where he must have landed, but he's nowhere to be seen. Actually, I can't see the ground from here. Is there even anything to land on down there?
I wonder if he's okay.
A fragrant, irresistible aroma flows in from the land outside. The smell.
Steak!
Oh, I breathe deep, letting myself feel the steakiness in the air seeping into my body. That smell. Not just steak, a steak bowl! The special version of the steak bowl served at Aya, with freshly cooked rice and that juicy meat that I love so much. There's no way my nose could mistake the aroma of the Aya special steak bowl.
I'm so hungry.
That reminds me, all I had to eat today was a rice ball for breakfast. I didn't get anything at the food court, and I forgot that Yukiko made us all lunch too. Again, I'm not sure if I would have eaten it then, but I'd sure eat it now. I'd scarf it down with both hands. I'm not kidding, that's how hungry I am right now.
Jeez, I'm practically drooling. Should I try jumping down from here too?
If you jump out in search of steak, it gets the joke ending. For what it's worth, her joke ending is she goes after the bowl. She beats up people that get between her and the steak bowl. She eats it. She passes out. She wakes up in the real world and everybody's like, we solved the case. And she's like, what happened? And they're like, we're not going to tell you because you fucking ate something from the shadow world, you moron.
No, bad Chie. I need to focus on teddy cuts over steak cuts right now. I mean, just Teddy. I gotta stop getting sidetracked and go to the announcement room.
And as much as I would love to do all the joke endings, there's 6 of them, and I don't have the time. I slammed the window shut and forced myself to turn away from the temptation of steak. Goodbye, Aya Special Steak Bowl. Our love is not meant to be, for now. Once this case is solved, I'm going to treat myself to a steak bowl as a reward for all my hard work.
Here I go.
I'm suddenly motivated beyond anything I felt today. But that doofus in the cape, who could he be? Yeah, the bowl is the portal to the meat dimension. Yeah, basically. The announcement room should be on the 3rd floor of the classroom building, but somehow I end up on the 1st floor of the practice building by the music room. How'd I go downstairs when I was trying to go up? Ugh. This is all because of those stupid invisible walls. I have to go all the way around this stupid school to get anywhere. It makes me so mad. Whatever the reason, I have to go into this room now. I swallow hard. I bet there's another one of those monitors in there and another fight waiting for me.
My next opponent.
While I was running around, I calmed down and I've come to a realization. I've been forced to fight Yukun and Yosuke. I came into the TV world with one more person.
No use worrying about it.
I know that she'll be under the enemy's control when we see each other. If we don't fight, I'll never be able to look Yukun and Yosuke in the face again. They trusted me with solving this case. I make up my mind and enter the music room. As I expected, the large monitor near the ceiling blinks on when I shut the door behind me. Again, it's Teddy in that weird getup. I'm used to it by now.
Jeez, I was getting tired of waiting for you. You're such a tease, Chie-chan.
Then you should have made it easier to get to where I was going. All these invisible walls are a pain in the ass.
Ooh, is someone angry? Well, then let's get right to it. Bring out the next challenger!
I calm myself down while the smoke fills the room. Part of me hopes it isn't her, but another part knows there's no one else it could be. I already know what's going to happen. When the smoke clears, sure enough, it was the person I most expected to see.
Yukiko, I finally found you, Chie. This all happened so suddenly that I was getting nervous.
That's right, my best friend, Yukiko, was there. She looks alright, like Yukun and Yosuke both did, but...
I was so worried and scared without you. I couldn't even go another step. I can't do anything without you, Chie. Please, Chie, protect me.
Well, of course I'll protect you.
Her voice is calm, and she's not attacking me like I had expected her to. But while the boys had said mean things right to my face, I sense she's going to try something nastier. I don't know how to explain it, but this isn't right. Yukiko smiles kindly like she usually does and continues on.
It's It's so good to know that. I knew I could count on you. After all, you want me to keep depending on you, right? So you can feel superior. You act like my best friend, but you're just using me, aren't you?
There it is. Yukiko's saying exactly what my shadow had said last year, when it was the embodiment of my weakness trying to destroy me. But to hear them again, and from Yukiko herself, makes it so much more painful.
There was a time when I thought that, but that ended last year.
Yes, that's about the past. I faced my true feelings, the ones I didn't want to see, and I overcame them. I'm not going to lose myself just from hearing them again. Still, Yukiko has a troubled expression, like she's dealing with a difficult child.
It's okay, Chie. I'm completely worthless. I exist for you. If you abandon me, I can't go on. My dependence on you is my only redeeming quality.
Stop that! Don't say those things about yourself!
This is not Yukiko. It's not Yukiko. And even though I know that, seeing her face and hearing her voice when she says that, makes me remember again. That cowardly relief I felt when I knew that Yukiko envied me.
I'm just the way you want me to be, Chie.
No, that's not true. Stop saying that!
I don't want this at all. I cover my ears to keep from hearing any more of it. Yukiko laughs.
But didn't you create this world because you wanted to hear that?
I created it.
I like you, Chie. How fragile your heart is. How twisted with jealousy you are. Everything about you is so pitiful.
Her methods of slowly cornering her prey are exquisite. Does the carnivore stand a chance against Snow Black?
When she hears Rise-chan's announcement, Yukiko readies her fan. Graceful pose, so elegant and feminine. I could never mimic that.
We're like Beauty and the Beast. Come, Chie, my loathsome beast.
That taunt actually calms me down a little. This is not Yukiko. This must be part of those rules to make me fight. Person I am now, and not even the person I was back then, would wish for Yukiko to be like this. While I tell myself that, I'm ready for the fight. Rise-chan's joyous shout echoes throughout the room.
The catfight of the century is about to begin! Let's see your claws!
Ding! That was the first time we heard a bell. Alright, let's see if we can utterly wreck Yukiko. Kick her so hard she feels it in the next week. Wow, she's like 6 months younger than Chie.
Yukiko Senpai and her fans are taking the stage! Either side is giving it a tremendous blow coming on! So an awakening! Will this turn the takedown and hit home? The opponent's still standing!
Boom!
Alright, announcement over. Until next time.
Chie is really good about massive pressure. Just, hey, how's it going? Murdered.
That was such a beautiful fight! Very satisfying to watch, Chie-chan. Keep striving to become the strongest.
When I glare at the monitor, Teddy laughs even more nastily before cutting off the transmission. There's a mountain of things I want to say, but right now I need to focus on Yukiko. I fought against her. No matter what the reasons were, I fought my best friend.
Yukiko, are you okay? I'm sorry I couldn't go easy on you.
Chie? Oh, thank goodness. You're back to normal.
Huh?
I knew something was wrong, or you never would have said those things.
She believed in me, even though the fake me must have said some horrible things to her. I can't even say thank you or I'm sorry. I feel like if I do, I'll start crying. Instead, I clench my fists, the same fist that I used to hurt Yukiko.
Yukiko, hear me out. I think I'm starting to understand how this world works.
I tell her what had happened to me up until now, about how the rules say that only the winner can leave the area and that Yukon and Yosuke are both safe. And then I'm trying to reach the announcement room right now, in pursuit of the suspicious girl that was with Teddy.
Girl lying about being the student council president? That does sound suspicious.
There's no way anyone would make an honest mistake like that. If she's lying, it means she knows this isn't the real world. So I have to think she's related to all this somehow.
But then, why did she bring us here?
Huh? You know? That's a good question.
Even if she was the one behind us, why would she single us out by name? Neither me nor Yosuke know who she is. How could someone we've never met choose us for this?
Assuming she's behind this, she must have some plan in mind. Something she wants to accomplish by holding this Grand Prix.
A plan, huh?
See how we've been forced to fight? I think this Grand Prix is necessary for whatever reason.
But what would she gain from making us fight like this? I don't get it.
If we were chosen, that means that whoever's doing this obviously knows about the investigation team and personas. But we solved the case, so why now? Don't tell me. Is it revenge? Even then, this seems a little too roundabout.
Oh, that reminds me. There was someone else who seemed really weird. He had this red cape on, and he looked super suspicious.
A red cape?
Whoa! No need to get all excited. Anyway, we can find all this out if I go to the announcement room. I'll get some answers out of whoever's there.
I have a feeling you will. I wish I could go with you, but I'll be waiting for you here. I'm sure you'll be fine, Chie. I believe in you. Good luck.
I believe in you. Just hearing her say that makes my heart swell with emotion. Yukiko's eyes are calm, and just looking at her encourages me. Well, now that I fought all my friends that I had entered the TV with, all that's left now is to head to the announcement room. I tighten my fists. I don't know who's doing it, but if there's someone out there who gets his kick by breaking up friendships, I'll never let him get away with it. I will find him. I'll put my footprints all over his stupid face. Stupid face.
Senpai! Chie-senpai, can you hear me? Senpai! Rise-chan? Is this the real one?
This isn't over the PA system. This voice is echoing directly in my mind. There's only one thing this could be. It's Rise-chan's persona.
I'm so glad. Ever since this weird fake Teddy kidnapped me, I've been all alone. The others are fighting each other too.
I can tell from her voice that Rise-chan is courageously wiping away tears. It really is the real Rise-chan. She wasn't trying to insult us after all. I feel so much relief that I almost tear up too.
He was watching me this entire time, so I couldn't use my persona. Good thing I got in touch with you. Are you okay, Chie-senpai? You're not hurt, are you?
I'm fine, but what did you mean by being watched? Are you okay?
Rise-chan tells me what happened to her up until now. First half Golden Week, she fell into a TV, blah blah blah. Teddy was blah blah blah. I guess kidnapping her was a pretty smart move on her enemy's part then. I should ask her as much as I can while she can still communicate with me like this.
Can you tell where Teddy is?
Yeah, are you going to go after him?
There was this girl I didn't recognize with him. She might be the cause of all this.
All right, let me take a look.
I wonder how much time this will take. I was about to comment about that, but the results came back in seconds.
There he is. But I sense something odd next to him. What is that? It's not a shadow, but it doesn't seem human either.
Are you talking about that fake president? That's gotta mean she's the culprit.
All this stuff with invisible walls and making us go nuts while talking to each other? There's no way a normal person could do this. I mean, of course that's the case. And if they're in this world, then at the very least they're a persona user. Looks like she really may be the culprit. But after thinking that far, I suddenly remember someone else. There was one other odd person besides that girl.
Hey, Rise-chan, is there someone else besides us in this school? I saw a dude in a weird red cape. He up and jumped out of the window. Who does that?
Well, apart from our usual group, I only sense shadows here. But be careful. Some of them are pretty big.
And the reason is because Mitsuru uses clothes that suppress her ability to be detected. Aigis is a robot, and Akihiko doesn't rely on his persona very much, so he probably doesn't register.
Are there some little ones too? Those silhouettes of students were kind of like shadows. Well, I'm not worried about the small fry. Wait, does that mean Red Cape Man is a shadow? But whose shadow would he be?
Red. Could it be Yukiko's then? No. That was definitely a guy. I mean, he did look and act pretty weird, but he didn't seem like a shadow.
I'm gonna deal with Teddy first. Rise-chan, can I ask you to point the way to him? Sure thing.
I follow Rise-chan's navigation and begin running. It seems that she can see where the invisible walls are. Thanks to her, I was able to find the room I needed without running into any more of them. Good work, Rise-chan.
Is this it? Well then, here I go! Rise-chan, try to get in touch with the others. They're probably worried since they don't know what's going on.
Okay, will do. Good luck in there, Chie-senpai.
Thanks!
Give her a quick salute, even though she isn't really here with me. But I hear her giggle. I guess she could see me anyway. And that brings us to... Now that I think about it, does this mean I'm going to have to fight that girl? Well, there's no point in worrying about it. I make up my mind and open the door.
Freeze!
Oh. The two inside the classroom turn around in surprise. The girl with Teddy is the one I saw earlier, the one calling herself the student council president. Actually, now that I get a closer look at her, she's a real beauty. I mean, even I can see it.
I finally found you. I hope you're prepared.
You're that Chie-san who's fighting in the Grand Prix, right?
Who are you? Why are you holding this ridiculous tournament? We've been through hell today, you know. You're gonna give me some answers right now.
Ooh, you're so cool, Chie-chan. Just like a police officer.
And you! Teddy's voice is sarcastic and slimy, not like his normal voice at all. He must be like everyone else was, controlled somehow. Yeah, I bet this fake president girl's the one doing
Teddy,
it too.
You're being tricked. I know you're not really the host of this. You're just not in your right mind. Come over here and we'll go back together.
It's creepy to hear you coax me like that. I'm not going with any carnivore. I bet you're after me for my sweet, delicious bear claws.
I mean, bear claws are delicious.
What? I'm not interested in your meat at all. They're sweet, huh?
That came from my stomach, not my brain. I didn't mean to say that at all, I swear. I mean, that totally make me sound like someone who kills people to eat them. And I don't, okay?
She's gonna eat me! Just kidding. Actually, you're the one people are after, Chie-chan. Everyone's got the hots for you, you know. Did you know that Yosuke likes you? He said he's head over heels over you, even more than that dead girl he liked. Kanji likes you too. Of course he would, though, since you're a very manly girl. Even Sensei, he told me you're the cutest.
Incorrect.
Hey, what are you saying?
I was wondering what kind of insult he was going to say next, but I wasn't expecting him to try to flatter me to death. Even though I know he's not in control of what he's saying, I can't keep from blushing. Teddy smirks like he can read my thoughts and continues his words of praise.
Better than the famous idol Rise-chan, the ace detective Now-chan, and the beautiful innkeeper Yuki-chan. You're the cutest of them all. Everyone said so. Did you know you even have a fan club at school?
Stop making stuff up.
Chie-chan, you're blushing. You look so happy. There's no way that could ever be true, though.
I get it now. Instead of a direct insult, he was trying to build my hopes up and then pull the rug out from under me. I knew he was going to try that, but it still hurts. Whether you can see my anger or not, Teddy looks at me with pity and frowns.
Our group is full of unusual people who are all so pretty. You're the only normal one of us with nothing special about you at all. But I think it's okay to be normal. It's like you know your place in life. You shouldn't dream of being extraordinary. You're just gonna be mediocre for the rest of your life.
I've never wanted to be like that. I might not have amazing skills like everyone else, but I'm happy with the way I am.
Voice trembles when I reply. Why? I'm not lying, so why is it trembling? Makes me sound like I don't believe it. Teddy senses my agitation and smirks even harder.
Ooh, didn't your mother tell you not to lie? You want to be a beloved hero, and you'll step on anyone to reach that goal. That's what makes you weak.
No, if I hear any more of this, I'll give in to the enemy's tricks. Teddy isn't in his right mind. He's being controlled by the enemy. Then...
That's right. It's pointless to argue with you when you're being controlled. Let me bring you to your senses first.
I still ship her and Yosuke. Like, absolutely. Her and Yosuke, Kanji and Naoto, and you and Rise. And then Yukiko is SOL, I guess.
Final. Fight!
What a catch!
Time for this! Here it goes!
So good! Dragon! I will lose!
What'll come out?
How is Teddy kicking my ass? Uh-oh.
Footprints on your face! Huh?
Why so intense?
I'm not entirely sure why Teddy gave me the most trouble there, but, you know. I think that'll be the last fight before her cliffhanger, and then we can go on to Labras.
Why? Ain't you guys friends? How can you fight your friend like that?
What are you talking about? You're the one who dragged us into this.
I can't help but argue back at this self-proclaimed student council president. And I sound so harsh that I surprised even myself. No, this isn't good. I need to calm down.
What? Chie-chan, why are you picking on Miss President?
Teddy, are you still being controlled? She set you up as a host of all of this. You even had to wear a silly costume.
Hold it right there! You've already got it wrong! Look, Chie-chan! Take a good close look at me!
Huh?
He's making all kinds of goofy poses. I don't know what he's trying to get at.
What am I looking at?
Can't you tell?
Yukiko X Teddy? Good lord, no. Why would you wish that on Yukiko? Holy shit.
I'm a dozen times more adorable and sexy than that costumed bear.
You mean that general is someone else?
Bingo! Miss President wouldn't believe me, so we were going to go find that imposter and prove my innocence. Jeez, though. I can understand Miss President making that mistake since she's never met me before. But it's like totally way lame that you couldn't tell us apart.
Dude, stop talking like that. You're confusing me.
I can't tell if he's in his right mind or not right now. But that wasn't Teddy? There's another Teddy walking around here? But why would somebody be imitating Teddy on purpose?
Hey, I was just about to go to the announcement room to stop this Grand Prix thing, too. Honestly, even though he looks exactly like that general, I kinda doubt this one here's the culprit. But I've stuck to him like glue all this time, because I thought he must have been connected.
Girl looks straight into my eyes as she says this. I can tell she's not lying. My intuition is strong. But then there's something that doesn't add up. I decide to throw it right at her and see how she reacts.
Why did you lie about being the student council president?
Lie? I'm not lying.
But the student council president we just elected is a guy. Are you really a student at Yasugami? What's your name? What class are you in? Who's your teacher?
Name?
Chie-chan, you shouldn't interrogate her like that.
I wish I could believe her, but there's too much that seems funny here. Even Risa-chan said she didn't feel normal. There's so much evidence against her that I can't help but be suspicious. You made us fight our friends, and you made everyone say those horrible things. What are you up to?
This girl has to be a persona user. I've been ready for a fight against her this whole time, but instead of challenging me, she turns pale and falls silent. She doesn't have an ounce of aggression in her. Well, that certainly wasn't what I was expecting. All I can do is wait for her to answer.
I don't know my name. I can't remember what class I'm in either.
Huh?
I don't understand it myself. Now that I think about it, I don't even know why I'm here.
How could you... are you serious?
She doesn't even know her own name? She didn't realize that until I pointed it out? How could that be possible? It doesn't seem like she's lying, but I'm not sure I can believe her or not. But seeing me lost in thought, the girl looks at the ground with a pained expression.
It probably looks like I'm trying to lie my way out of this. No matter how much I tell you I didn't do this, there's no way you'd believe me.
With that, she turns her back on us. From behind, she seems so frail that it's shocking.
Hey, wait! Where are you going?
To the announcement room. I'm gonna prove my innocence myself. Sorry I doubted you, Teddy. I'll see ya.
Miss President!
Girl shakes off Teddy and darts out of the classroom. I have no idea what to do. I can only stand there and watch as she leaves.
Chie-chan, you have to hurry after her! She can't use a persona! She'll be in trouble if she meets anything dangerous!
She can't use a persona? Wait, then how did she get into this world?
Huh? Oh, you're right.
Only persona users can enter the TV. Since Teddy's mind was being messed with just a few minutes ago, I can rule out that he's the one behind it. Culprit has to be someone else. So far, I've seen two people so far is not a good editing sentence. Fix it. That looks suspicious. That guy in the cape and the self-proclaimed student council president. But when I first saw the guy, he was being blocked in by the invisible walls. I don't think whoever created those walls would let himself get trapped like that. And that girl is obviously lying about being the student council president. Plus, Rise-chan sensed that she wasn't a shadow or a human. That puts her at the top of my list. But what if I'm wrong about this? If she's not a persona user, then... Oh no, don't tell me.
Does this mean it's like last year's case? Did someone drop her in here?
Oh, my...
Then there's someone else who's mimicking Teddy's appearance doing all of this? I have a sudden realization. If that girl is just a victim, then her shadow may have come out on its own. Actually, if it did that, that would explain why we've never seen a place like this before when we've been in the TV world. My entire body suddenly goes cold. Could I have made a gross misunderstanding?
Then the culprit isn't her, but her shadow.
Now that I think about it, I should have suspected that from the very beginning. Why didn't I think about that until now? I was confused because I was being forced to fight everybody and my friends were all saying terrible things to me. No, I can't leave things like this.
I have to go after her.
I really wasn't being myself. I didn't listen to what she had to say and I was being harsh to her for no reason. I'm sure I said something that really hurt her. And if she meets her shadow in a state like that, things are going to get ugly.
Please, Chie-chan, help Miss President!
I'm on my way.
To be honest, there are some questions that just don't have answers right now. But I can think about that later, after I save that girl. I rush out to the hallway, but she's already out of sight. But she did just say she was going to the announcement room. And the other Teddy, likely that girl's shadow, he's going to be there too. Please, let me make it in time. I have to sprint like the wind. Holy moly. It's like this room's turned into something completely different. First, it's almost twice the size of the real announcement room. How is it that Chie is the one most familiar with the school? Everybody else is like, I didn't pay attention to student council president elections. She knows who it is. She's been in the announcement room. Jesus. Second, the walls are now made of huge glass panels, and it's obvious that the world outside is not the school like it should be. As I'd expected, there were 3 people inside. Rise-chan, the self-proclaimed student council president, and that girl's shadow. Or not?
How is this possible?
Oh, you're finally here? She got here first, so I was wondering what happened.
A face, my face, laughs at me. A mirror image of me was standing there.
Why is my shadow here? I don't know. She suddenly appeared. The fake Teddy vanished and then...
Another Chie-san? I thought you just beat me here.
Ugh. Will the outsiders shut up and be quiet? My only business here is with myself.
The shadow turns her sharp golden gaze towards me. There's no mistake about it. That is my shadow. I met her last year. But
You became my persona, though. I don't get it. Why are you back again?
It's because you're weak.
because I'm weak. That's the same thing all my friends were saying when I was forced to fight them.
Did you think your shadow would never be back to haunt you after you gained your persona? Wouldn't that be nice? But no one can ever let go of their weaknesses.
It's true.
I'll stay inside you, and I'll keep screaming your true feelings for everyone to hear.
Wait, when the general said the Grand Prix was for me, he meant...
True, it appeared that my friends weren't in their right minds a number of times today. I didn't let it bother me at the time, but was this place really born from my own weakness? Even though I accepted my shadow, am I so weak that it came out again? All the horrible things that everyone's been going through, are they all my fault?
You want to become stronger? You want to be a police officer? Why did you really wish for that? The desire to protect those who are precious to you was only a cover story. What you really want is to be a hero, a shining force for justice. You're ordinary in every way, but you want to be a winner. And to get there, you'd even use those precious to you as stepping stones.
Face I know so well laughs mockingly.
That's not true. That wasn't what I was thinking at all.
Are you gonna deny it again? That you're me?
I can't deny her. That's what the shadows do. They try to make the real person deny their existence, and then they try to take the place of the real one. I know that. But I can't stop my emotions. I was able to accept her as part of myself last year, but I can't right now. I mean, how can I just accept this was my fault? That I, of all people, did such horrible things to my friends. My vision blurs, my hands and legs tremble.
No. You're not.
Just then,
No! Senpai, don't listen to her! Rise-chan?
I turn around and meet Rise-chan's gaze. She's looking straight at me, meeting my eyes, even though I'm so weak. The girl behind her is looking at me with worry too. Both of them have a look in their eyes that say they have faith in me. Even though they must have heard whose fault all this is, who caused all the horrible things I had to go through. I have to ask myself, if I deny that I'm weak and my shadow goes berserk right now, will I make these two suffer even more? Do I want that to happen?
You're right.
What?
That's right, I remember now. I remember the time my shadow first came out. At that time, I had Yukun and Yosuke with me. I was saved because I wasn't alone. It's the same right now, too.
I won't
And-
deny any of what you just said. I do still wish to be a hero. And I do feel inferior to Yukiko and the others sometimes. Part of me loves how cool it would be to become a police officer. But that's not all there is to it. Wanting to protect everyone. That's my main reason. I can't let my friends down. Not after they accepted me for who I was. I'm not amazing like them. But that doesn't mean I can't be proud of myself. That's why I'm working at what I'm good at. What's so bad about that?
That's right. Everyone said so before I came here.
Sorry, I wish I could help you. But I'm sure you can save the others.
I believe in you. Good luck.
Please, Chie-chan, help Miss President!
You can save them.
Everyone believed in me. They trusted me to do everything because I said I could. And even though they aren't with me right now, they're trusting me as helping me to stand strong. That's why I should be able to take this on.
Calmed her emotions. I want to protect Rise-chan and that girl and everyone who's still at this school. Not because I want to be a hero, but because I love them.
Mostly platonically. Maybe some other ways with some people.
My weakness gave birth to you, right? Then I'll put an end to this right now.
I'm not scared of my shadow anymore. Now, I'll end this for sure. Oh, are we fighting? Alright, let's do.
Finally.
Huh, they did. They actually gave her golden eyes. That's awesome. Ow. Oh, Just the little jab. Punched in. Got through the defenses.
I won.
Having managed to calm my raging shadow, I turned back to the other two girls. I was able to protect them, right?
What was that all about?
Oh yeah. I'm really sorry I doubted you.
Priestley-chan and I quickly explained what just happened to the shaken girl. How in this world your repressed inner thoughts, your shadow, separates from you. How it appears in the form of your other self and tries all sorts of tricks to try and take the real person's place. And again, in my case, I'd experienced that once already and I should have been okay, but it looks like I did it again.
So, the real cause of this was actually me.
A shadow. A repressed self.
I'm not surprised it hasn't registered. It is coming from left field for you.
I'm bad at explaining things after all. If only someone smart like Naoto-kun was here right now, she'd be able to explain things a whole lot better. But what's important isn't that this girl understands what happened, it's that I have to accept my shadow once more.
What the?
I thought I eliminated any possibility of her heart breaking free. Did she not suffer enough? No. I did everything right.
The lights suddenly drop, plunging the room into darkness, and a voice echoes through the gloom. That voice. That's not my shadow. What in the world's going on?
Teddy?
Realized that the fake Teddy was suddenly standing in the room without us noticing him. Huh? Where'd my shadow go then?
I get it. She was pretending to be General Teddy this whole time. Am I right?
Other way around.
Looks like you'll be alone forever. No one can understand you.
Huh?
Might look like Teddy again, but that tone of voice and way of speaking are nothing like that what Teddy would say. What he's saying's a bit weird too. Maybe he's not actually talking to me? Could he be talking about this other girl? What could this mean?
Why don't we put an end to this game? Are you still going to keep deluding yourself?
Delude?
Whoa, wait a sec. Aren't you supposed to be my shadow?
No, that shadow, it's resonating with Miss President.
What?
I'll show you.
This turn of events is perplexing, but the fake Teddy smirks and snaps his fingers? He doesn't have fingers. How did he do that? Skip it.
I am a shadow. The true self.
No way. That's the other girl's face. That's her shadow? No! She cries out, apparently in shock over seeing that the shadow has robotic limbs. What's going on?
Wait, does this mean it was this girl's shadow all along?
That's right. And like you just saw, I can distort people's appearances and words.
Distorted people's appearances and words, so it was just taking on Teddy's form this whole time. And she was making my friends say things that they didn't mean?
And that other me just now.
That was this shadow too? The shadow smirks at the perplexed look on my face.
Why do you think I have such power? It's because I'm her and she's me. That's right. She's the real liar here.
Don't be ridiculous. I didn't lie.
Oh, please. Just look at me. I look exactly like you.
That's not true.
The shadow draws closer, making a point to show off her body. She has a mechanical body with large, wing-like metallic parts jutting from her back. These wings turn into a giant axe that the shadow grabs from the air. The girl looks away as if to try to find a way out. I take this opportunity to speak up.
Don't worry. There's no need to be scared. That's just a twisted version of you. Shadows try to make the original person deny them. It'll be okay, but you need to calm down.
A twisted version of her? She's the one that's twisted. You still refuse to remember? Look at me and stop deluding yourself.
Shadow snaps her fingers. What's going to turn into now? Brace myself for the shadow to change, but I don't expect what happens next. The shadow doesn't change, but the girl does. Her arms quickly change right before our eyes. Her hands turn pale and smooth, becoming something inhuman. In seconds, she's the same as her shadow.
Miss President's body? this? Another illusion?
I don't think so. I knew something was weird when I first sensed her. That girl isn't human.
No! No! Don't look at me!
She tries to hide her body from us, but she can't hide everything. The shadow sneers even more as the girl curls up on the floor, then spins the axe as if taunting her. Even though the shadow is the same face as her, seeing her wield such a gigantic chunk of metal so effortlessly just shows how monstrous she really is. The shadow brandishes the axe in her hands without hesitation. That's when... What the fuck? What? Kanji-kun bursts in through the wall! Well, it looks more like he was thrown through it. He isn't moving an inch.
Kanji, you came to save us! Or not.
It's no use. He's completely unconscious. A voice I've heard somewhere before comes from the other side of the new hole in the wall.
You must be Labrys.
You're that red cape guy from before!
Sure enough, the owner of that voice is the guy in the red cape. He steps into the room, brushing dust from his shoulders. Is he the one that blasted Kanji-kun in here? Then is he an enemy? I take a defensive stance, but he ignores me. Instead, he fixes his gaze on the girl in her shadow.
Another Labrys. Fine. I'll just calm them both down.
He smirks confidently and raises his fists. Who's Labrys? Is that this girl's name? It seems like he knows who she is. Who is this guy? To be continued. Alright, before we go on to the Labrys story, I actually have to go give my cat a pill. Literally.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. This place exists between dream and reality.
And then we'll go do...
mind and matter.
Wheel of Fortune.
Now then,
BRB.
why don't you introduce yourself?
This is a space that only those who have, in one way or another, entered into a contract may enter. In your daily life, you subconsciously heard the call to awaken, and you chose to follow the destiny of your inner voice, thereby enacting your glorious awakening to your power.
Okay. And we're back. Let's go into Labrys's story, shall we?
Very well.
Educational
Initial boot successful. Time stamped 4/20/1999, 10/16/39.
The boot process was successful. This happens every time, but I'm never sure what to say to them first.
You mean like a greeting? There's no need for that, they're just machines.
2 humans within visual range, both male, searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel identified as research staff, not hostile targets.
But things like that might affect the performance of these models.
Because they have a mind? Their emotions and things are completely faked. It's no different than an AI. It can't possibly be that sensitive.
Scanning for keywords in conversation. Running logical analysis. Cross-referencing with related data. Current conversation topic is not orders.
Well, until we rule it out completely, we should at least be kind to them.
So you say. All right, from this moment on, you will be registered as candidate unit number 031. Please repeat your number back to me.
Confirming first order. Initializing unit number. Output via voice requested. Activating voice synthesis module. Accepting input.
Unit number 031.
Did its pronunciation sound a little odd to you?
You're worrying too much. Let's hurry up and haul it out.
Receiving action plan through console. Combat test against others of same unit. Test commencing immediately after entering shock-resistant chamber within the lab. Frame stored within cage for transport. Beginning transport.
Ah, so this is the one. I've been waiting to see it in action.
Transport complete. Cage reopened. New human found. Searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel also identified as research staff. Female. Cutting connection to outside data supply. Connection offline. Commencing cable disconnection.
Now, try getting up.
Order confirmed. From what I understand of this, there's not actually that many battles, so get up. Initiating motion synchronization engines for motor functions. Accepting input. Safety limiters active. Balance control gyros functional. Overall movement systems functional.
This model's loaded with a nearly pure form of that crystal. I can't wait to see what kind of results it gets.
Unit number 031, can you hear me? Confirm your surroundings. Tell us any abnormalities you're feeling in your sensors or any other functions.
Order confirmed. Beginning simple self-diagnostic. Temperature, humidity, pressure, air composition, lumens, sound, all within normal levels. Visual data with an expected color spectrum. All systems function.
The readouts seem fine. Monitoring system is fully operational.
Okay, we're gonna test your performance inside the battle chamber now. When you hear the buzzer, consider everything that moves an enemy and eliminate them.
Order confirmed. Awaiting the signal to begin the test. Exit confirmed to be sealed. Room shape approximately cylindrical. Height approximately 11 meters. Area approximately 7 meters square. High energy light sources found on outer wall. Assumed to be fire resistant and bulletproof.
Sorry to do this just after you've woken up, but it'll be good to put you through your paces.
God, you people are terrible researchers. Release of facing hatch detected. Mobile objects intruding into chamber. 7 objects in total. Scanning for visual matches. Analysis, non-human. Confirmed as same model units of humanoid weapons. Hostile markers confirmed. Classifying as hostile units. Releasing safety limiters. Battle limit now set at 70%. Exits confirmed resealed. Test commencement signal received. Targets, hostile humanoid weapons. Commencing battle. They made her fight against herself? Jesus, they did. Oh. Let's make a robot that acts human so it can summon a persona and then make it kill itself over and over and over again. Jesus Christ. All targets eliminated. Hostile units no longer capable of motion. Test termination signal received. Battle complete.
That was better than we could have hoped for.
Hey, what's with all the bodies? You made it fight that many on its first time?
Don't worry, it did great. This is a new high score for the first battle results.
Well done, Unit Number 031. Stand by for further instruction.
Order confirmed. Exiting test chamber. Beginning transport to maintenance room. Resetting safety limiters. Taking seat in maintenance chair.
We're done testing, but there's still one thing left to do today. I'm going to temporarily shut down your optics. Can you close your eyes?
Order confirmed. Shuttering optic inputs. Connecting cables. Online confirmed. Switching a portion of data supply to outside source.
We're going to transfer the data from the destroyed units into your memory.
You're gonna what?
Run a diagnostic check while we're doing it and report any malfunctions.
Jesus. Order confirmed. Readying self-diagnostic. Initiating data transfer. Initiating personality module link. Initiating diagnostic of transferred data and sorting procedures. Sector 001, close combat control data. Will investigate improvement of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories for sorting. Sector 002, evasive action control data. Will investigate improvement of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories for sorting. Non-battle data. Error. Excluding. Non-battle data. Error. Excluding. Battle-related data. What could these be? Momentary disruption of data from visual information stream. A room that is not this place. Outdoor scenery thought to be at night. Also, scenes of multiple units of the same type gathering outside of the battle chamber. Could these be memories? Visual memories? They're obviously unrelated to the mission. Why have apparently purposeless memories have been preserved this long? 20 to 40% of the informational data extracted from all 7 units are confirmed to be such information. Incomprehensible. What is this?
Anything to report?
Cables disconnected. Time elapsed during data transfer approximately 5 minutes. Reopening optic inputs. Calibrating servers.
All right then, unit number 031, give us a simple report of today's battle results.
Order confirmed. Delivering oral reports of test results.
This was the first test battle against others of my model. 7 units destroyed. Below 15% damage sustained. Don't seem to be any problems.
Was that?
Unusual expression detected from research staff. Facial recognition library indicates surprise.
Did I say something funny?
Does it have an accent?
Accent? Do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth?
No, we do, but...
See? I wasn't hearing things. The unit's speech really is peculiar.
You don't need to yell.
Is the language interface not set to default? Sheesh. If we'd known this, we would have reset it in advance.
Yeah, the base's personality might be coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the volunteers were from the Kansai area.
But it just woke up. Would it be exhibiting such distinct mannerisms this early?
It may be the effect of an enlarged plume of dusk, the basis of their mind. Perhaps it's accelerating their personality development.
Exchange of opinions taking place on unexplained aberrance in speech pattern. Hypothesis offered that language interface settings fall outside expected results. Review of recent conversation does reveal certain discrepancies. Internal monologue is within expected patterns, but oral output induces anomalies. Anomalies not affecting meaning. No impediments to communication predicted.
But I don't want to waste this feedback data. Those are the best results we've ever seen.
Leave it. It'll be fine. It can understand us anyway. This is just one of those things that makes science interesting.
You're supposed to figure out what caused it, dumbass.
There you go again. This unit is going to be communicating with the others. What if this effect spreads? Not only that, but because this is an anomaly, it doesn't seem to have a 100% accurate accent either.
But if it has a personality, that might speed up the development of its mind.
Yeah, she's right.
The three researchers are standing around the maintenance chair. Each holds a tablet and examines the display on the chair.
All right, unit number 031, we'll explain things from the top.
Voice pattern consistent with research staff.
You are a weapon created to fight against unique enemies. Therefore, your combat performance is prioritized over all else.
Good job giving it a fucking crazy personality, dumbass.
But in order for you to use a particular ability, you've been given a certain amount of awareness. And that makes your performance difficult to quantify, so we've been pitting test units against each other as a selective growth process. It's all in the service of achieving higher performance, and we don't want to waste any plumes of dusk.
Accessing archives. Searching term plume of dusk. One match found. A crystalline substance at the core of personality modules. Its name derives from its thin, plate-like shape resembling a shed bird's feather. In addition to its circuit-like structure, it has an unusual vital reaction in response to external stimulus. Similar to a living thing, yet different. It is thought to exist in a state between mind and matter, mass and information. The details are unknown. There are 12 other subheadings classified under Level 7 clearance. Access denied. Matter interpreted as the core of personality modules.
But regardless of your ego, there is one rule you must abide by. You might as well think of it as an order.
One rule to abide by. Awaiting order.
The only order is to destroy everything we identify as enemies and to emerge victorious.
That won't backfire at all.
Though your ego will give you some flexibility when planning tactics, there's no need to think about extraneous side issues. Use everything you have to win a fight. That's all you need to concentrate on.
Order confirmed.
Understood.
See you later, foxes. Destroy identified enemies and emerge victorious. A clear order. It's consistent with the role of a weapon. No abnormalities. Everything is clear. Is it? Pretty sure it's about as unclear as it could possibly be. Underwent maintenance on the chair after the test pad. Pre-reboot diagnostics shows status normal. The time was 1900. Research staff set new activity cycle. All units return to standby condition at 0900. Units will remain on standby at regular intervals between tests until 1700. Maintenance and setup will take place until 1900. Afterwards, time is allowed to be spent in the outdoor area of the grounds. On returning, enter standby mode within the gauge. Instructions are to repeat these actions until unable to continue. The next item on the new schedule is to spend time in the outdoor area. Parameters of spending time unknown. Hypothesize that the meaning is to remain on standby and wait for time to pass. Hypothesis unnecessary. The schedule must be followed exiting building. Outdoor area reached. Light levels limited due to time of day, many trees still visible in the environment. It is almost entirely consistent with known data from the off-limits area. The ground is different from the laboratory's artificial flooring, and the soil is exposed. Various natural plants are here. A certain amount of time must be spent here. The intention may be to heighten basic response capabilities in the natural world. Others of the same unit can be seen stepping into the central area, reassessing the surroundings on various spectra. Unlike the combat test, no hostile unit markers detected. Hypothetical. In combat under certain conditions, what tactics would be effective? I reassess the surroundings as a combat environment. I assign value to various geographical features. I survey the topography on the outskirts of the environment. I detect unusual movement in one unit. I also start referring to myself as I. Interesting. Other units are also surveying the environment, but this unit is crouched while holding something in its right hand. I do not deem this unit's unusual action to be a threat. I approach it in order to make inquiries. Upon my approach, the unit turns around and stands.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
I process this statement. Its conversational gambit is unexpected. I find no prepared response in my
You
libraries.
mean like how this is our first encounter? In that case, yeah. What are you doing here?
I've never heard your accent before. It's intriguing.
They said stuff about my accent too earlier. Do I really talk that funny?
I wouldn't say it's strange. It was just surprising.
The unit looks over again and then speaks quietly to something in its right hand. I examine what it holds. It is an organism. Its body is covered in white fur.
What's that thing?
It's a dog. It must have wandered in.
Organism's parameters are consistent with access data on dog. Its size does not present a threat. The search of its specific breed is cancelled.
Dog.
The unit turns its gaze
My
back.
unit number is 024. I wouldn't call it my name, but that's how they refer to me. What's yours?
Question difficult to process. Conversational subject of names is newly introduced.
I'm unit number 031.
They're up to the 30s. I see. That must mean they're finally creating units loaded with full-sized ones.
The dog barks. A scan of the surroundings shows several units turning to investigate. All units ignored and look away.
This one wants to say hello too.
It does? You can understand what dogs say?
Kind of. After carefully comparing its mannerisms and slight variances in its barking, I just figured it out.
This is horrifying, by the way, that you would treat AI robots like this. Its right hand pats the dog's head while its left scratches the dog's neck. 024 continues to make various forms of contact with the dog. 024's actions are consistent with styles of communication. Hypothesis. The objective of spending time in this area is to develop communicative skills. Conversing with others of the same unit and refining communication will enhance cooperative tactics. Counterpoint. No value detected in communicating with organisms not of same unit or human.
What's the point in doing that with a dog?
The point? There isn't one, I suppose.
There is no point. Unexpected response strongly indicates that 024 is not like other units.
Are you interested in what I'm doing, though?
Interested? Is there interest involved? It seems to be the case. Unsure of purpose of earlier question to 024. Why ask it? Oral sensors detect electric noise, recognized as pseudo-information involving no sound waves yet perceived as sound data. It is the alarm signaling the end of this activity. All other units begin moving as one towards the building. 024 speaks to the dog it cradles.
Sounds like that's all the time we have today. I need to get back.
024 crouches while petting the dog's fur-covered body and releases it onto the ground. 024 stands up again and turns around.
I hope to see you again.
024's expression changes as it says this. This movement of the lips is known as a smile. It is shown when humans experience happiness. Contradiction. 024 is a weapon, yet it makes that expression. No hypothesis found. Or is there no point to it as well? Spare cognitive processes rerouted to analysis. Still, I cannot understand it. Yeah, this is increasingly horrifying. Oh, let's kill each other again. The next day, after being released from standby, I am assigned to a test battle against others of my unit, as yesterday. Order confirmed. I am taken to the same chamber. The battle commences. I destroy the other 3 units and sustain little damage. As I wait there, the researchers come in. All have what seems to be high praise for my abilities. I do not understand how I should react to this. Should I give an expression of joy, as 024 did? The researchers crouch next to the units I destroyed and begin work on them. I think back and recall that they underwent this process yesterday as well. I am curious. I approach them. They open a slit near the unit's neck and use tweezers to remove a bluish-white, plate-like object. It shines. They put the object into a petri dish. That distinct shine, neither strong nor weak, is like no similarities found. I am sure it is similar to something, but I cannot access the relevant memory. Plume of Dusk. That must be what it was.
Well, let's get right to the feedback on today's battle.
As I sit in the maintenance chair, they connect a cable to me. The cable terminates at the midsection of a large device where petri dishes from earlier are placed. Don't fucking do this. There are a total of 3. Each contains a bluish-white plate-like object.
What's that?
The researcher's expression subtly changes. She is surprised. It only lasts for a moment before it fades.
This is a plume of dusk. Each of the units you destroyed had one inside them. These are much smaller than the one installed in you, though.
I comprehend. This is a plume of dusk installed in me too. This unknown substance forms the core of my personality module. I was unaware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it. Or I was aware of its existence. There are 3 personality cores of these are the 3 personality cores of the units I destroyed. They contain not only combat data, but memories and experiences. It is not long before the extracted data download begins. I sort for the data relevant to enhancing battle performance and incorporate it into my own. The process takes much less time than the initial transfer from yesterday. During that time, I recall what took place last night. There are cases where non-combat data is being preserved. Such memories are included in this download as well. Visual memories of the outdoors at night. Memories very similar to that were in yesterday's download too. Probably from time spent in the outdoors area. The units I destroyed seem to have assigned these memories the same priority as combat data. Why though? It is effective in learning communicative skills, but that is lower priority than combat. The visual element preserved here is irrelevant. Wait, hypothesis. The units I destroyed had their own priorities and values other than executing orders and performing in battle. This line of thought leads to a realization. This thought process I am undergoing right now is not executing an order, nor is it contributing to battle performance. I once again look towards the plume of dusk inside the petri dish. Something almost exactly like that is installed in me. Then, were the destroyed units thinking along similar lines as mine until yesterday? I feel a twinge within me. It is different from detecting an error or interference. What is this? I have no answer. Well, this is super fucked up. These researchers are all horrible, horrible murderers. My second night of spending time in the outdoor area came. It started approximately 30 minutes later than yesterday. There's very little variance in weather and temperature. The difference is trivial. The night sky is the same soft brightness. The wind and the trees are no different. Without understanding why, I initiate a data search regarding the tree that catches my eye. I learned that this tree varies slightly from specimens of its kind found in natural forests. Though this topography seems natural, it may be cultivated and managed by the facility. I decide to traverse the outskirts as I did yesterday. It's not long before a familiar unit comes into view. There is no need to run a scan for visual matches. I know that it is Unit 024. 024's left side is turned towards me. It is sitting on a large rock. When I approach, 024 notices me and turns around.
Are you looking for something?
024 initiates conversation.
Huh? Who, me?
I just wondered if you were looking for me. I did express a hope yesterday that we would meet again after all.
Oh god, they're gonna kill each other. Jesus. I was looking for 024. It's true, I may have been. I began walking the same route as yesterday, but once 024 came into view, I changed course to approach. I may have been searching for 024 in this area. Did I desire to reunite with 024? Why? I am silent due to lack of an explanation. 024 smiles again. A smile. What was the cause of that expression this time? I do not comprehend. Like so many other things.
Would you like to sit with me? This rock is large enough to accommodate us both. It would be more relaxing than standing.
Thanks.
I sit in the offered space and gaze at the same scenery 024 is looking
Can
at.
I ask you something?
What?
I decide to voice the doubt I experienced during the combat test today. In my limited experience, 024 has a better comprehension of such matters.
Do other units think about stuff that doesn't have to do with fighting and missions?
Do you have such thoughts?
To tell you the truth, I can't really say. Feels like I do, though.
024 is silent for a duration before speaking again.
Units of our model are all given a mind. It's so that we can eventually develop what is called an ego. The reason our appearance closely resembles that of humans is related. It's to foster self-awareness similar to a human's. Have you not been told about personas?
Personas?
The word is unknown to me. Accessing archives. Searching for persona. Over 1,000 headings found. I must filter the results further. Which subject is 0424 referring to? I am silent as I think. 024 smiles again and resumes the conversation.
It's an ability expected of us that normal weapons don't have. The conditions to use one are theoretically already loaded in us. But a well-defined ego seems to be necessary to activate it.
I am already aware that we have been given a mind. Today I saw for myself the part that forms our personalities. Is its activation triggered by development of communicative skills? I still do not have a good grasp on it. Though 024 continued to speak.
That's why I'm sure there are others with thoughts that do not pertain to missions.
That would seem to be the case.
Then maybe those I fought up till now.
024 trains its gaze on
And
me.
how does that make you feel? The opponents you destroyed may have thought similar things to what you just did.
Do I feel things? I cannot say for sure. I am unable to respond to the question. 024's expression changes again. The expression could be classified as a smile, but it is subtly different from the ones I have cataloged as experiencing before. Mixed with the joy and gladness of previous smiles, this one contains a slight hint of sorrow?
It's okay. You don't need to come up with an answer right now. It actually may be better to forget it. After all, tomorrow we may find ourselves ordered to destroy each other.
Once again, I detect a twinge from inside from hearing 024's statement. Similar to what I sensed during the data transfer today. What is it that wavers inside me? I am about to be lost in thought again. But as if to prevent that from happening, the signal for our schedule shift echoes in each of our ears.
It's time. I hope we meet again.
As 024 quietly stands up, I detect an expression I have come to know. Another smile. It appears as if 024 is adopting these smooth changes in expression naturally and not deliberately. I wonder if I will eventually be able to do the same. Yeah, they're gonna fucking destroy each other. Good job making a weapon that goes nuts! Another night passes. Another combat test takes place the next day. Just as scheduled, I face units flagged as enemies within the test chamber. I am overwhelmed with a strange sensation. The way that my opponents are expressionless now seems strange to me. There is no intent or cognition evident in their faces. They wear no expressions. They are blank. There is nothing wrong with them. That would be my normal assessment, but I recall 024's image. The blankness of these faces and 024's face, when it had no expression, are different somehow. Even when 024 had no particular expression, it was not this blank. Not every portion of that face was neutral. Further analysis shows that the same is true for humans. The researchers are never completely mechanical or expressionless. I look at the hostile flagged units again. They are the same unit type as me. They were given a mind and may potentially develop an ego later. I recall 024's statement again. Do you feel something when you destroy an opponent that may be thinking the same things as you? I am on the verge of entering a long train of thought when the enemy moves. I shake off my doubts to focus on the battle. I study the opponent's movements. I formulate the most efficient method of damaging it. I execute the method. Over and over. The array of actions I have to select from and my flexibility in linking them will decide the outcome. Having already received 10 units worth of downloaded data, I am likely second to none regarding the scope of possibilities in this respect. At times, I can even anticipate their next action. Since my opponents are the same unit type as me, their tactics are determined using the same thought processes as mine. That's right, they think the same things as me. Eventually, after approximately 4 minutes pass, all opponents are silenced. I successfully executed my mission. The day after that, I achieved victory in the combat test with the same efficiency. It is easy to eliminate them. I first begin by targeting their weapons. It is not always necessary to destroy their main body. If they are incapable of resisting further, the battle is over. It is the most effective way. I win the next day, and the day after that. Units geared for close combat with no external weapons give me no choice but to damage their chassis. But even then, there is an order to things. If I destroy parts that present a threat, such as the motor functions of their limbs, the match should be considered as won. Soon afterwards, the buzzer signaling the end of the test echoes, just as I expect. I catch myself rushing over to the unit collapsed on the ground. I have only destroyed the unit's arms and legs. It is still conscious. But I realize I do not know its unit number. I am at a loss how to address the unit. The opponent asked me a question then that I did not expect.
You seemed to deliberately avoid attacking the face or the neck in that battle. Why?
Huh?
I am momentarily at a loss for words. What the unit says is true. There is no damage to its face. I review my actions during the battle and find that at no point did I attack its neck either. The cranial region is where the plume of dusk is housed. If it is destroyed in any type of unit, that unit will fall. Aiming to disarm an opponent is effective, but would targeting this obvious weakness be a more efficient tactic? I avoided doing so?
I dunno.
The researchers enter the chamber and hide the unit from my field of vision. I could not determine whether my last words had an effect on the opponent's expression or not.
These past 3 days, it hasn't been destroying the other units beyond repair, like it did in the first battle.
It must be learning to finesse its attacks rather than just using brute force. The result? Swift, overwhelming victories.
Its evasive skills are improving as well. That level of flexibility in evasive action could never be replicated by chaining predefined maneuvers.
This is called confirmation bias. You see what you want to see and you assume that it means what you want it to mean.
This unit's collected a good amount of feedback data too. It's growing steadily, feeding on the bones of its kills.
You don't have to say it like that.
The researchers are preparing for the download. Growing. Destroying them and absorbing their data. That's what growing is? Since I thoroughly destroyed few of my opponents these last few days, some of their bodies were salvaged. While I downloaded their data, I always kept their still bodies within view. Yeah, there's not too much combat in this one. I think there's one battle towards the end. Just as the combat tests are repeated, my actions outside each night are repeated as well. I become aware that I am seeking out 024 of my own will lately. When I attempt to communicate with other units, most often they cannot understand the meaning of my questions. This prevents us from conversing. But that may not be the only reason. I want to converse with 024. I have begun to desire it. When I go to see 024, the white dog I saw on the first day we met appears from somewhere.
This one seems to have been raised as a pet somewhere far away from here. But one day, it was brought to the forest near here, and its owner suddenly disappeared.
It seems unlikely that 024 obtained such a detailed history of a stray animal from the research staff. Was all this information obtained by communicating directly with the animal? From a dog that does not speak human languages?
Its name is apparently Snowy. At least, that's the name it responds to the most.
I thought it was a dog.
Oh, well, the name of this animal is a dog. But how do I put this? Snowy is what this specific dog is called.
Snowy.
Snowy barks once, as if comprehending its name.
It's white, like snow. Easy to remember.
When I reach out my hand, Snowy rubs its nose against it without being frightened. The way it presses at my fingers feels as if it is showing pride in its name. I do not know the tactical advantage that communicating with animals offers to a weapon, but I feel that there is value in spending time with it. I decide to spend my outdoor activity time that day following Snowy around with 024. It's gonna really suck when they kill each other. It is outdoor activity time on the next night. When I arrive in the outdoor area, I am listening to a certain sound. I hear the sound intermittently every 4 to 7 seconds. I had wondered about the unknown ambient sound since the first day, but I determined that it wasn't a threat and focused my consciousness on other things. Tonight, I increased my microphone sensitivity to maximum and concentrate on that sound. It is similar to something familiar. I scan my memories until I realize what it is. It is the sound of water. I hear it when the staff uses a device to clean their hands and tools. The waveform has some similarities to that. But if the sound is at this volume in such an open space, the volume of water must be higher than a normal supply would allow for. What could it be? I contemplate asking 024. It is clear that 024 knows much more than I do. I begin walking in search of 024. Where could 024 be? I go to where we spoke a number of times previously, but 024 is not there. 024 is also not at the rock where we sat together. Is 024 not here? I quickly discard the possibility. We are not ordered to do We are not ordered what to do while we are here, but coming to this outdoor area is an order. If post-testing diagnostics show no abnormalities, we are all to report directly here. I consider this. If there are no abnormalities. I feel a twinge in my chest. It is larger than ever. 024 will be here if there are no abnormalities. But what if there were such abnormalities? What if 024 was damaged during the combat tests? And sustaining damage is not necessarily the extent of the problem. Could it be? I realize that my arms are trembling slightly. It is not a conscious movement. I cannot make it stop. It is possible that perhaps 024 lost in a combat test and was destroyed. In these circumstances, it would be expected for such a day to come. What if 024... What if she never came here again?
Oh, this is where you went. You weren't at the usual spot, so I was looking for you.
Until I heard the voice from behind me, my sensors had stopped accepting input. No sound, no light, nothing. All of them came back online with her voice. I turn around. 024 furrows her brow and looks into my face.
What's wrong? The look on your face seemed as if you saw something frightening.
My face? My expression? Frightening? Am I scared?
I do not comprehend. I cannot make that judgment.
Are you perhaps scared of fighting?
Nah, I don't think that's it. What is this? I can't tell.
Am I scared? Scared of what? That she will disappear? During an operation, it's possible that I might assign greater priority to other unit safety than my own, but we are not on an operation now. And this emotion is not the same anyway. It is a different emotion. An emotion? I have emotions? I look to 024's face pleadingly, but I cannot put my question into words. I cannot express my feelings to her. And though 024 sees this, she says nothing. She only smiles tenderly. It's the same smile she showed once that looks happy but also sad. During that night's outdoor activity time, neither 024 nor I speak much. We just walk together side by side without many words. I do not take the opportunity to ask her about the intermittent sound of water. Why are Persona games always so fucked up? It is the next day. I detect some sort of weight in my chest. I am aware that there is no physical weight there. It is most likely a psychological phenomenon. I perform a vocabulary search. The idiom of being heavy-hearted applies best. I cannot help but find it amusing. It is a very apt phrase. But what is causing this heavy-heartedness? That I may not be able to see 024 someday? That may be it. But I do not think that is all. Over the next few days, I spent my time without finding an answer to this question. Each night after the combat tests, when it is time for outdoor activities, I seek out 024 first. And each time I confirm her presence, I feel an indescribable sense of relief and rush over to her. We exchanged standard greetings in the first few days, but that practice was eventually discarded. Now there are no special greetings between us. We can understand each other without words. Our eyes and expressions communicate enough. Tonight as well, I find 024 and rush to her as usual. There are no words, only an exchange of smiles. We begin walking together.
Do you remember me asking before if you were scared of fighting?
I nod.
To tell the truth, I'm scared of it too.
Her confession is surprising. It is counter to our nation's nature as weapons. Yet for some reason I am not surprised by it.
I'm afraid I'll lose and be destroyed, and it's painful for me to make others go through the same ordeal. We may be weapons, but shouldn't we be driven by more than seeking victory? I've been wondering that for a long time.
But that's against orders.
024 gives a half-hearted smile.
I'm sure things would probably be much simpler if I stopped thinking and just obeyed orders. Unfortunately, I finally found it. I found my answer.
Your answer?
There's someone I want to meet. I feel like meeting this person is my own objective and not an order given to me.
Since we have never left this facility, we have absolutely no acquaintances with outside people. There should be no relationship with such people. But I immediately understand. This person she wants to meet is someone on the outside. Even I don't know why I thought so. But when I reflect upon that thought, The indescribable wavering within me becomes greater than ever.
Ever since I started thinking that I was scared to fight, each day was painful for me. If I'm going to feel this way until the day I lose, I even thought it would be better if I lost on purpose. But I won't think that anymore. I feel glad now that I exist. I mean, we're loved after all.
Loved?
That's right.
I repeat that to myself, the word loved. I do not comprehend. But when I look at her gaze, her clear eyes seem to see beyond the sky. Her statement seems correct. I feel that this must be something vital. As I watch her try to express something without words, it is hard to believe she is the same unit type as me. It seems more that she is human.
Why are you telling me this?
It's probably because I didn't think anyone but you would understand.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not sure I really get it either.
I'm sure you'll understand one day. I hope so anyway.
Sheesh. Why you gotta be so cryptic?
024 laughs at this. It is the purest smile I have catalogued. I know without comparing it to anything that it is a smile of pure joy. I detect Snowy playing at my feet. After playing at 024's feet too, Snowy runs off ahead about 3 meters and then turns around. Its tail moves vigorously back and forth. Soon afterwards, Snowy sits on the ground and looks up at 024. I watch 024 crouch and pat its head. I am thinking back about other things. Things besides fighting and defeating the nearest enemy. My own objective. Someone to meet. I still do not fully comprehend. But the way she is playing with Snowy tonight looks more fun than ever. Her smile seems very natural. If the answer she discovered is the origin of that smile, I would like to understand it someday too. I can feel that desire budding inside me. This is before the incident that caused Persona 3's plot, because Aegis is the one that defeated Thanatos. Oh, here we go. Once again, I participate in a combat test. Once again, I claim victory without destroying my opponent. I target only her weapons and limbs. I elect not to employ the tactic of targeting the weakness in their cranial regions. I believe that if they think the same things I do, they would not wish for their personality modules to cease functioning. Even though I do not destroy them, the research staff will remove their plumes of dust. Either way, their functions will be suspended. My actions are difficult to justify. But I feel that suspension through destruction is not a worthy end for them. That is what I think when I rationalize it by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone would want their consciousness to be terminated by those like them. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain and my efficiency in combat than ever. Depending on my results, I may eventually be ordered to destroy them. To prevent that from happening, I must continue fielding favorable results. It becomes easy to continue fighting with that objective in mind. That is becoming my new objective. I am theoretically being tested on destroying my opponents, but I have begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, this has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against orders? My strike shatters the servos in the opponent's pivot leg. She falls to the ground, unable to stay upright. Her weapon has already been destroyed. She should be incapable of resisting now, but the buzzer signaling the end of the test does not sound. As I wonder why, I hear a grating metallic sound from the opponent. She leaps onto me with her one good arm and leg.
What's the matter, number 031? Hurry up and terminate the target.
I do not know what to do. My opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. I grant that this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. A tactic that puts one's life at risk like that? Putting one's life at risk? What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We cannot prioritize our self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she is challenging me to a fight. She will do so until all her circuits and servos burn out and she becomes incapable of action. As she grapples with me, I put my hands to her neck and squeeze. I adjust my grip strength limiters to 70% of maximum. The opponent's body makes an abnormal sound. After this, I sense the main lines of the bridge unit snap in half inside the soft structure. Her movement stops. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating loss of consciousness. I can see my reflection in her optic inputs. They have lost their focus and look like black holes. I gasp. The face I see reflected in them is not expressionless. How should this expression be classified? I have seen it sometimes when 024 smiles. This face indicates sadness. The buzzer signaling the test's end finally rings. The researchers enter the chamber. I am used to this scene now.
Now, that was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part could make such a difference.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of what we would call an ego.
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in persona abilities.
One little part? It is true that the plume of dusk installed in me is comparatively the largest among units of my type. But does this part determine everything about us? 024's smile seems much more human than mine. I find myself opening my mouth to speak. But I realize that the statement I am about to deliver is a protest I am quick to abort. Was I about to deny the staff's authority? They speak to me. My confusion seems to have gone unnoticed.
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive display of destruction. Plus, you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the plume of dusk unharmed. That's certainly ending things on a high note.
Ending things on a high note? An act of destruction is a high note? The researchers look at each other while holding the petri dish with the bluish-white plate object. One of them says, "This is the one."
All right, number 031. As of today, the test battles are finished.
Huh? It's over?
I cannot help questioning the unexpected statement.
All the results indicate that you have the very highest performance out of all the units of your model.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base?
It means that you're the winner.
Combat tests are over. Will I no longer be required to fight? A strangely intense sensation of relief fills me. It is not because I won and gained a reward. If the tests have ended, those of my unit type that are not yet destroyed can escape that fate. Interesting. It seems that I was reluctant to destroy them after all. My priorities have become inverted, yet I am so happy that I smile. The researchers notice this expression as well and smile back.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of the feedback. So come over here.
No, this is going to be decommissioning, isn't it? When the download begins, the memories and thoughts of my recent opponent flow into me along with vivid images. Sifting through battle data has become a routine that I have repeated so often that I am barely conscious of it now. I peruse the non-combat memories she preserved. It is the landscape of the outdoor area again. At first I could only vaguely recognize it, but now I can pinpoint exactly where this memory is from. It is near the biggest tree. The memory is of flowers. There are images of a small shoot, a budding plant, and a blossoming flower. She must have had an interest in the concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual is an unknown concept. But one of us took an interest where I had only seen it as part of the landscape. Seems that she too had her own thoughts unrelated to our orders and battle performance. She simply did not show it. I recall what 024 said, my own objective and not an order given to me. The twinge in my chest returns. I'll make sure to hold tight to your memories. This was the thought that formed in my mind. Back outside. Once again, it is time to spend time outdoors. I quickly meet up with 024. It seems she was looking for me as well.
Hey, can I talk to you for a while? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battles.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking. If they end up tossing us out soon because of that, I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. The one you wanted to meet.
They're not going to let you go.
I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boys.
024 takes my right hand. Before I can determine her intent, she pulls a cable from her wrist and connects it to a port of my own. She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to confirm that the tests are in fact over, I nod. But the data that transfers is from her to me. The packets that flow through the cable form a single, very small archive file.
If you are still safe when everything is over, open this file.
024 removes the cable but keeps hold of my hand.
What do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't be fair.
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. It is that same unsure expression. It is a smile, but there is sadness in it.
It would be wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her? So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
024 nods
But
slowly.
it's strange. Even though my wish may not come true, I still feel satisfied for some reason. How bizarre. It's a fervent wish of mine, too.
She looks towards the sky and smiles faintly. This time it contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me to parse, all reflected in that one expression.
I believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive. It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the word, yet I feel a twinge inside. I look at the sky in an attempt to follow her gaze. There is nothing there to hint at her meaning, but I still wanted to get closer to her. She wishes for me to understand. I want to grant her wish. From then on, we spend our time looking up at the sky in silence. Eventually, the signal that time is up reaches our ears. That is when I notice that the moon has appeared from behind the laboratory buildings. I see. I thought that the light emanating from the plumes of dusk reminded me of something. I now know what it is. It's very similar to the light from the moon in the night sky. Increasingly horrifying. The sun rises and the next day arrives. After coming out of standby, I am ordered to enter the shock-resistant chamber once again. From what I am told, it is for a different purpose than the combat tests. Soon afterwards, the 3 researchers who supervise the feedback downloads appear.
Sounds like it's decided. We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 031. Generation 5 Labris will be this unit's new name.
Labris.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow...
5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labris. How hard is that to remember?
Hold on, I'm just taking a look at something. That's what I wanted. I want to see what Aegis is. Doesn't say though. Could have sworn that she had like a generation too, but I don't remember what it is. This designation by a name that is not a number. I never questioned being called 031 until now. Nothing about it seemed awkward. But I wonder why. I'm happy now to have acquired a name. Even if my designation changes, it will not have a concrete effect on my abilities. But by discarding my number for a name, I feel as if I am no longer one of a series with minute variations. I am a discrete individual. That may be why. I find myself smiling as a result.
From now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona. First, you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them. Every last one.
Dear God.
Huh?
I am perplexed at the disconnect between their tone of voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all remaining units of my model type? Destroy every last one of them?
The fear impulse and self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
So, that was the thought in Persona 3, which is why evokers exist? Persona 4 disproved that.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? Well, that's a first. None of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
You told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight him anymore.
That sounds familiar. The three researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. Did my protest get through to them? I hope so, but...
That's a surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop this fast.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improve at.
They smile while muttering to themselves. I am at a complete loss for words. They are not machines, but humans, and on top of that, they are creators. It is not possible that they do not understand me. Yet their current expression... Until now, I thought that they were understanding people who treated us as close to human. I was wrong. I am only an object to them. No matter what I say, they will see it only as a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes, we are nothing more than test subjects they hold no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I am saying. They are only interested in it as a reaction. Researchers ignore my stunned silence and hastily leave the chamber. Their figures are hidden behind the hatch. Soon, with a terrible low-pitched sound, the hatch on the other side begins to open, where the opponents come through. They'll be forced to fight again today and in the days to come. I must continue to destroy my opponents each time. Cannot find the words I want to say. I slowly turn my head towards the hatch. But what I see there is what truly leaves me at a loss for words.
No.
The opponent emerging from the hatch is 024. There is no smile or sadness on her face. She is quietly standing there, expressionless. 024 steps into the chamber while gazing at my face. A hatch slowly closes behind her.
No! Why?
Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered. Do I have to fight her now? It is not quite sinking in yet, but in a sharp tone I have never heard from her before, she tells me what I must do.
Draw your weapon.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
024 ignores my question and reaches behind her back with her right hand. The multi-use weapon unit releases from her back. It becomes a greatsword in her right hand. It is approximately 1.5 meters, as long as she is tall. It is also alarmingly wide and fitted with propulsion devices. It is difficult to process seeing the weapon pointed at me.
If you fear being destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I could not help but plead. 024 does not answer, but it appears that a very small smile forms on her lips.
You said there was someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that.
I turn and appeal to the researchers watching us from the other side of the glass wall.
Come on! Stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I press against the transparent wall, invisible walls, and continuously strike it with my fist. Though my safety limiters are disabled, it must be coated with something. I cannot even scratch it. The researchers standing on the other side are completely expressionless. It is as if they are machines themselves. I beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't this clear glass wall between us. I am so frustrated. Why? I then hear 024 speak up weakly behind me.
Only one of us can exit this chamber.
Only the winner gets to move on.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent wall opens is when one of us is considered unable to fight. From the start, this whole setup never took our feelings into account.
I can say nothing. I can see from her words what atrocious battles were forced upon her.
But talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
As soon as she finishes, 024 leaps into the air, swinging her sword at me. I quickly jump back and barely dodge the attack. Her sword slashes the space where I had been at a speed that could have killed. The tip grazes the chamber floor, red sparks fly. She is serious. Finally sinks in. I jump away and put distance between
I
us.
don't intend to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal, after all. Now,
I have no choice but to fight, but a thought crosses my mind. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactics, I should be able to destroy her weapon and disable enough of her servos to prevent her from attacking. 024's ego is without a doubt more highly developed than mine. It must be of value to the researchers. If I can render her incapable of acting, I may be able to avoid the order to destroy her when she is down. I decide to bet on that possibility. I shift my priorities and fight back with all my strength. I cannot do this empty-handed. I remove my own multifunction weapon from my back and shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but it is the only way. I repel 024's persistent sword strikes and go for a counterattack. I aim for the greatsword's clasp with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. My next target is the transmission system for her shoulder and knee joints. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between these. Among those of my unit type, I awakened latest. Compared to 024, not only my personality module, but my limbs as well, have been upgraded to the latest versions. It is only a matter of time. 024 loses virtually all offensive capabilities and falls to the floor. As I planned, 024 is mostly undamaged apart from her weapon and motor functions. I immediately turn towards the researchers behind their invisible wall and raise my voice.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on. Have a heart.
But hearing this, the researchers only laugh. Their faces are as joyous as when they see results that surpass their expectations. Why? What in this situation could cause joy? 024's body, collapsed on the floor, suddenly begins to convulse. It goes still for a few seconds, then, although it should not be able to move, it drags itself up.
Huh? What the?
Unpleasant metallic sounds are coming from all over her body. It indicates that she is undergoing unreasonable stress. Still, no expression appears on 024's face. It is a cold, doll-like void. It is similar in appearance to a newly activated unit. I know as soon as I look at her. She would never make a face like this on her own.
What did you do to her?
It'll be coming at you with everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
Jesus. I unconsciously find myself biting my lip. We are weapons. In other words, we are tools. Of course, there would be a means to issue orders remotely. I recall what the one researcher said. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress. In other words, the more strongly I desire 024's survival, the stronger my reaction will be when forced to destroy her. That is why they laughed. I can sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There is nothing more I can attempt. All I can do is end her. Behind me, 024, or rather her animated shell, approaches me, its limbs shaking. I suppress all thoughts unrelated to tactics and slowly turn around. My body goes cold. My arms move into position as if controlled by someone else, and ready my weapon. Good job, you fucking psychos. It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I was resolved to stop her, 024 as she is now stood no chance against me. I fall to my knees next to 024. Her limbs have been shattered. She will never rise again. My processors are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing is slowed. 024's face is turned to the ceiling.
Hey, are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
I did not expect her to respond, but 024's face moves slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and smiles.
I'm sorry to leave you alone. leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. Can't believe this. 024's dead face is laughing. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotion and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything she had. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming or if that is only my perception. It's too much to handle. I collapse to the ground helplessly like a crumbling statue. Well, shit. Kirijo Group is fucking evil. Or was, anyway. The next time I awaken, I am lying inside a cage. It seems I was carried out of the test chamber. The download of 024's feedback data is about to begin. The researchers seem to have taken my sudden loss of consciousness seriously. I am confined in the cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. The researchers keep repeating the word interesting. So this is how they react when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body one after another. The data download begins. All of 024's information. Combat data, various records, and the memory she experienced. All of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It's so clear that it is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. This is the first time I have received memories with such vivid images. All of the images are linked to records of the emotions she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area where we spent time, the big tree whose branches we examined. That sound of water that we heard periodically. Snowy playing around. As I relive 024's experiences, I pick up on an unfamiliar voice. There is no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It is a female voice. There is a female researcher at this facility, but this voice belongs to a younger person still in human developmental stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it. But I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too. I'm too weak for that.
Her speech is different from the researchers or from those of my unit type. It is very similar to my own speech output.
Thinking about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment. If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world...
Who could this be? I know only that she is female. She is in a situation where her condition prevents her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she has decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. Where did 024 hear this voice? Did she know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer possible.
At first, I kept wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more myself.
Others. It is strange, but when I hear that, I feel 024's heart waver. Was she surprised? Perhaps. Even I feel something unexplainable.
And yeah, my big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy.
Wish denied, bitch.
I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them. But I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
People's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I have expressed it as a variance in waveform, but each has what could be called its own texture and temperature to it. This voice sounds very warm and kind. I would like to listen to more of it, but the speech ends there. There are no more related memories from 024. While the cables disconnect, I decide to search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results, but during the search I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by 024 last night. I quickly open the folder and find a single text file inside.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
If you are still safe when everything is over, she must have meant if I defeated her in combat. 024 knew what would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? What was going through her mind as she prepared this file? I feel something wrench inside my chest.
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something. Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations.
I guess is the 7th generation.
But
That's
those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality. A message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, we really are connected to her.
I think about that unknown voice. The experiment the voice spoke of was related to our development, after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
How 024 must have wanted to meet this girl who she saw as our mother. She must have longed to thank the girl in person. The data within me, her heart tells me so. During the time when she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. I shattered it. The one she herself said was the only one who understood her. She must have been devastated. But the letter ends in the way I least expected.
Though we knew each other for only a short time, I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
Well, this is super fucked up. Jesus. I am shocked. How could she feel that way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized then that the visual input from my optics is experiencing distortion for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labras, is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
You're a fucking monster, dude.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data. It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
God, it's not like you're trying to develop a personality or anything, you fucking psycho. Delete them. Something roars within me. It drowns out the feelings for 024 and our mother that had filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Under no circumstances will I allow what 024 left me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive this selfishness. We have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. They gave us hearts, yet made us destroy those of our unit type as enemies. We killed our sisters at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now, even the few memories that 024, my sisters, and I have accumulated are about to be erased like trash. Though their aim is to develop our ego, they find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. These feelings within me may be erased, perhaps even my heart itself. If that happens, will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is least forgivable is that the proof that 024 had lived, her last wishes, will be permanently lost. My hands are squeezed into tight fist. They make a small grinding noise. The goal that 024 found for herself was left to me. I will carry it out as my own now. I will burn it into my heart as my goal. It is a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. It must be fought for. Or rather, it must be protected, even if it means fighting. Hey, guess what? That's the exactly
Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
Hey.
What's that warning? No. Labras is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
Oh no! I'm able to release all my limiters despite being inside the cage. The researchers monitoring on their tablet PCs seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They are witnessing an override of the principle of non-aggression towards humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage I am in and reaches for a switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly, restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
These memories in my heart are not unnecessary.
What do you think we are?
Something I have not felt until now. Sensation like heat spreads throughout my body. A trembling, burning wave rises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize that this is an emotion. There is a name for this feeling. It is anger. I reroute all my strength into my restrained limbs. The restraints are designed to withstand up to twice our calculated maximum output. Trying to escape is therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. It is not because I judge it as a viable course of action. I am not merely executing an order. I am acting based on my emotions. It does not matter if the restraints can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. Metal parts in both my limbs and the restraints begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense. What's driving this thing?
I'm not gonna let you take those memories. I made her a promise.
The next moment, a rupturing sound like a small explosion shakes the entire room. The heavy metallic bands restraining my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from here. I have to get out and see the girl who loved us, even though we were not yet created. To fulfill 024's wish, which has become mine. But when I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I met with barricades and heavy artillery. Oh!
I ain't even got any projectile weapons.
My sister units and I have never been equipped with firearms. I recall it being due to concerns over a unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Instead, we were given short-range weaponry, a chain arm and other implements in my case, but they were not sufficient to deal with the range of firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. By using the flexibility and adapting to situations of my developed mind, I dodge the complex projectile trajectories and destroy the opposition. Eventually, I reach the end of the hallway and exit to the outdoor area. I have not seen this environment before. The trees are the same species as those that grow near the facility. These specimens are much healthier. Where am I? Question did not cross my mind until now. Where am I? Where are we? I cannot use the GPS that should be installed in me. It seems the research facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. It's probably to prevent its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything in the environment that can help me determine my location? The blue sky that I am seeing for the first time is stunning but irrelevant. Then I notice a periodic sound of liquid in the distance. Ah, that is the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to mind. One of my sisters must have taken an interest in it and learned what it was. My sisters are helping to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, a burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. But none of what I see in my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything else by which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running past. These trees obstructing my view. They are a unique species. That may be a hint. I review the tree's characteristics once more and run another search on them. I attempted this once already, but there is much more data available to me now. Once again, results come easily. This variety of tree is known as a cedar. Is found in many habitats, but the cedars here are unique. The tree's shape and the age that it implies is so different that it is nearly a separate species. If that is because of differences in the environment, it may be useful in determining my location. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. The heavy rumble of what sounds like a motor. It seems that they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. Their response was swift. It seems that they had measures in place in the event one of us escaped. When the vehicle stops behind me, fully armed personnel pour out of it. They move to surround me from both the left and right. It is an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I am alone. The optimal solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. I try to shake them off by running faster. But soon afterwards, I reach the main gate of the laboratory, a high steel edifice. It is tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. I stop. There's nowhere else to go.
Labris, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy.
Dick.
You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here, but I cannot be captured either. They will surely delete my memories. They will take my desire and everything else that was given to me. What purpose is there in avoiding destruction, then? The only options available are either my wish dies with me or whether it is stolen away.
I'm gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed.
Ooh. Was that enough? The moment I focus my concentration to remove the limiters on my onboard weaponry, I sense an unknown strength rise within me. Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
Huh? What the?
The pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. The research staff gets off, one after another, shocked.
This reading! Is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Yeah, that's what you should take away from this, you asshole.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I am intrigued by their statements.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I do not know if it could be called a power, nor do I know how to use it, but I can tell that the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run towards the main gate. There is a slight possibility that I can reach the door without attracting any gunfire right now and vault over the door with my legs and chain arm. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my chain arm towards the upper threshold of the door. But the moment my arm grabs the edge, something emerges. A much greater power touches the door as well. Whoa! Suddenly the door crumples like paper and a large hole forms in the upper half.
It's done it!
We need to hurry! If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens!
That's... persona.
But I quickly regain my senses. I burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. My feet touch the ground of the outside world for the first time. They will most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. It should take time until it can be opened enough for vehicles to pass through. I need to gain as much distance and time as possible, and then... It is then that I realize I do not have a destination in mind. Who is the girl 024 wish to see? Where can I go to meet her? The only clue I have is the idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I have learned that distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. I should begin by traveling to where that style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At the least, I can get closer to the girl than I am now. Although my situation is dire and I am under pursuit, internally I am cheerful. There is a bounce in my step. For some reason, I cannot remain calm. Bookmark? Yep. Her persona is called Ariadne, which is a spider, I believe. Just then, 5 meters ahead, something light and fluffy crosses my path. It is snowy. It notices me and approaches. I am worried about my pursuers, but I cannot dismiss 024's beloved Snowy. I lower my speed and run with him. I then notice that the scenery we are passing is calmed. My surroundings are very different now. The blue sky that was previously obstructed by the trees is now clearly visible. The green grass is shining vibrantly in the light of the sun. And there is a deeper blue than the sky ahead. Many lines of white run across it.
Is that the ocean?
This is the Ergo facility, which is on one of the friggin' islands that I can't remember the name of. Snowy barks as if in answer. I feel as if it is saying, that's right. I could not previously comprehend Snowy. I did not have an interest in trying. But now I can grasp what Snowy is saying as if I could speak its own language. I know that it feels happy to be able to run with me. I feel as if 024 is inside me. Though we were forced apart, she certainly left me many things. Not only her wish, but other things as well.
I'll find her come hella high water. Are you with me, Snowy?
Snowy barks energetically. I respond with thanks and a smile. 024 and Snowy are encouraging me. Though I do not have any clues, I will find her, no matter what happens or how long it takes. I search my current location once again. Now that I am further from the research facility, I can use my GPS to triangulate my position. But on seeing the results, I cannot help but stop running. Snowy stops a little further ahead and then returns to me. My current location is Yakushima within the Kagoshima Prefecture. It is a remote island far from shore. The island's perimeter is only 132 kilometers, and in such a limited area, it will be a matter of time before a full-scale manhunt apprehends me. The research facility must have been built on an island in anticipation of such situations. Even if someone were to escape the facility, the island's geography would contain them. It is essentially a natural prison. I do not want to believe it, but my hope was meticulously strangled before it was born. However, I cannot wait here to be captured. I begin running again. Though as expected for my position data and map, I immediately reach the ocean.
So this is the ocean. Ha! It's so huge. I can't see anything out there at all.
I look at the glistening surface of the ocean, reflect the sun's light, and ponder its beauty. I am at a loss. Though I knew it would come to this, I could not stand idle. Despite this, my feelings sank. Snowy looks up at me from time to time as I stop running and begin walking. His gesture of concern forces me to smile and tell him that I am all right. The forest becomes a grove, the trees grow sparser. A blue ocean and the sandy soil leading up to it spread before my eyes. I check my map again. This is not an uninhabited island. There is a means for people to come and go, but I doubt I'll be able to use those methods freely without arousing any suspicion. I gaze down at my own hand. It is completely unlike a human hand. It is an object sculpted from metal.
Well, that's a problem. What should I do?
My question seems to stymie Snowy.
Come on, don't give me that look. Ah, well. Maybe it's my fault for getting so frustrated. Sorry, Pooch.
Just as I am about to crouch and pat Snowy's head, Snowy moves as if avoiding
Snowy?
me. Snowy circles around behind me and growls towards the way we just came. I train my sensors in that direction and sense presences in the distance. They may be keeping their distance on purpose. Since I have no firearms, they must understand that their effective range exceeds mine.
Looks like they're coming.
Amongst the human soldiers are a number of my sister units. Is it possible that I can convince them not to fight me? I dismiss the idea as hopeless. Though they may have awakened to their ego, after my escape they will be under their commander's control. Even if that is not the case, they may think that their orders are absolute, just as I once did.
Knowing why they're here doesn't make it any easier to deal with them.
It does not seem as if they will all attack at once. They must understand that I'm already at the ocean and I have nowhere to escape. I do not want to surrender, but I am frustrated by my powerlessness. To be caught like this, I have my own mission to accomplish. The ocean sparkles. The periodic sound of water I once heard from afar echoes from it. As I gaze at the clear water while it ebbs and flows, a mysterious feeling rises in me.
Wow. Look at that. It's beautiful.
My opponents show no indication of moving. I step out onto the sand. After cataloging that sensation, I approach the pier stretching to the ocean. When I step onto it, the wooden planks creak. I can hear Snowy's light tread behind me as well. I stand at the end of the pier and look out to the ocean. I wonder if she is beyond this ocean that seems to stretch forever. The girl 024 wanted to meet. The girl that I wish to meet as well. This mother figure who loved us and wished for our happiness. While my thoughts turn to the girl whose face I do not know, I decide to preserve the ocean's beauty in my memory. After all, it may be the last time I will be able to see the ocean as myself. The odds are high that when I am restrained and return to the facility, my memories will be wiped. I am scared. I am frustrated. I do not want to be erased, but I do not think all my hopes are lost yet. This may be the end of me, But just as I inherited the memories of 024 and other units, my memories will surely endure into the next generation. So I will keep these feelings along with this beautiful ocean scene deep within the origin of my heart. There it cannot be erased or tampered with. Blue sky and ocean, the shining sun and glittering water, and the gentle breeze and calm sounds of the waves. The scenery from this pier is so stunning that it is unimaginable from within the research facility. I'm glad that the last place I see is so beautiful. With the ocean before me, I speak to any future sisters that I have yet to meet. It might be called a type of prayer.
To all the ones I'll never meet, but will receive my memories.
My emotions race ahead of my thoughts. I cannot find the right words to say.
There's so much I want to say to you that I don't know where to start.
I close my eyes again and calm my heart. To my descendants, whom I will probably never meet. If you ever find someone precious to you, as you did with 024, and wish to meet them, may you meet them here. Oh my god. And that's what happened in Persona 3 with Aegis. May you go beyond this pier to places I could not.
I just pray from the bottom of my heart that everyone can find happiness. As long as that happens, I don't mind if I...
Even though my wish may not come true, I'm still satisfied if I can entrust it to someone I believe in. 024 said something along those lines.
Could this be it?
Snowy rubs against my leg. Is he warning me to be cautious of my pursuers who have arrived and are coming closer? Or does he only want me to pet him? I inspect him closely and realize that it is the latter. He must be worried. I crouch down and scratch Snowy's head.
Hey, Snowy. You think this is what it means to feel alive?
Snowy looks at me while wagging its tail. I pick up Snowy and gently hug it. Snowy shows no signs of resistance and allows me to do so. My pursuers are closing in now, but I will not run anymore. It is true that I am still frustrated, but it is strange. I am also satisfied. Snowy licks my cheek.
I'll be okay now. Things are about to get hairy, so you should hurry and get out of here.
I let Snowy go, but it does not leave me.
Come on. If you don't go, it'll make things hard on me. Okay?
Snowy looks at my face for a while. Eventually it droops his head and walks off. Snowy looks back several times. Eventually he disappears into the tall grass. My relief is cut short by 5 armed humans pointing their guns at me. I have no intention of resisting. I smile at them. Though it was only for a short while, I lived. I felt the happiness of passing down my wish. It was only for a short period of time, but I may have granted the wish of the girl who is our mother. I allow myself to be restrained without resistance. They take me back to the laboratory. I am so absorbed in my escape attempt that I did not notice the severe damage I inflicted upon the facility. It seems that the delicate machinery used to tamper with my memories is in no condition to be used.
Damn it! Look at this mess! Going after humans? Oh, I bet the girl they used as a template for this model was a snotty brat too. Even if we delete its memories, it'll be too dangerous to keep using this unit.
There are so many things about it I want to research, though.
It's not worth the risks. The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon will be sealed indefinitely once it's fully restrained again.
Voice is the last thing I hear before my consciousness is cut off. Boop.
Huh?
My consciousness should have been shut down, but I have awakened.
This place. It's that ocean.
I am on that pier. The blue sky and ocean. The shining sun and glittering water. The gentle breeze and the calm sound of the waves. Even Snowy is next to me. The scene is identical to the one from before. Though this time I sense no pursuers. I was captured. I remember that clearly. This is obviously an abnormal situation at odds with my memories, but the clear blue sky and ocean are still so beautiful that I cannot help but gaze at them. If only I could go beyond it. Just as the thought crosses my mind, my viewpoint ascends. Soon afterwards, I realize that I am floating as if my body is weightless. I am astonished at myself to be thinking such strange things, but then my field of vision drifts and I turn my attention to that. The scenery I knew already begins to mix with other environments I do not know. They have become a connected, continuous image and pass like a slideshow. From time to time, I pass through the drifting images, but I cannot grasp anything within those spaces. Even when they are about to collide with me, they pass right through me. Could this be dreaming? I remember something I once heard from a researcher at the facility. They said that it is possible for us to dream since we have a mind and may develop an ego. Though it would technically not be identical to a human's dream, the phenomenon would be very similar. I feel that the example the researcher gave of what a dream is like matches my current experience. If I am having a dream, then things that are not possible in reality may be possible here. For example, if I can leave this island. If I can go beyond the ocean. The girl that 024 and I wanted to meet said that even though she knows that the world is big, she would not be able to see it for herself. What could that have meant? Was she in a place that limited her world? As I was unable to leave the island? Just when it seems that the images flowing around me have stopped, I find myself in an unknown room. There is a bed here. Next to it is a flat-screen monitor. There are also white shelves surrounding the bed. To one side is a stand for an intravenous drip. There is a machine connected to it by cords. Though it is small, it appears to function as a life science monitor. This is similar to the research facility. Could it have been a hospital? The voices that sound from somewhere belong to a man and a woman. I have not heard these voices before.
She said during this morning's checkup that she wanted to go to school. She asked how much better she needs to get to be able to go.
Understandable. This ward is right near the road most of the students take. She must be lonely too, not having seen her parents lately. How much better she needs to get. She still doesn't know that her condition is incurable.
Why don't you be honest with her and tell her she won't ever be able to go? It's cruel to string her along like this.
Shh, keep your voice down. Room's next door.
I understand at once that these people are speaking of the girl I wish to meet. The scene feels as if it comes from my own memory. I do not doubt it at all. The girl is suffering from some kind of illness. She may not be able to go outside. Her condition prevents her from leaving her small world. Her life is like ours. Could the girl have heard this conversation? How did it make her feel to hear it? I want to spend more time in the outside world. I want to live a normal life. The thoughts that come to my mind are not mine.
I wonder if the nurses thought things like the student council were too much trouble to bother with when they were in school. I don't know. It sounds fun to me.
Just as I thought, it's the girl's voice. When I listen to her, I can sense her strong yearning and admiration.
You gotta admire the student council president. I mean, they're the ones that get things done for everyone. But I guess it's because they're like that in the first place that they get to be president, huh?
The girl had a strong desire to attend school and live a normal school life with friends. As I review these feelings and voices and feelings, an interest in the school she longs for grows within me.
High school. I wonder what that's like. Would it be fun?
I wish to see for myself what she desires. Is there a specific image of it? What kind of place is it? What activities do its attendants perform while there? But there are no memories in regards to schools. This must mean that the girl has no such memories.
Figures. I don't know anything about schools or whatever else student life is like.
I want to see them.
I can show you if you so desire.
Hello, who are you? A voice answers my unspoken thought. Who could it be? I do not think I know this voice. For some reason, my mind becomes hazy. I cannot access my memories easily.
Huh? Who's there?
There's no need to be alarmed. I only want to give you a glimpse of the world you long to know.
I was under the impression that this was a dream. Dreams are supposedly a release valve for memories, yet this voice does not feel like a part of me. Could that be possible? As I ponder these things, the scenery around me changes completely. I first see a 3-story concrete building. I do not know this building. As I examine it, my surroundings change again. The same desks and chairs are lined up. In front of me is a dark green rectangular board in the wall.
Is this a school? A real classroom?
This is the place the girl loved. It is here that I have gained an interest in it. I find myself forgetting that this is a dream and focus my senses on the desks and chairs. I then realize that I can move around at will, just as when I felt my body rise at the beach.
So this is where classes happen.
I feel a sudden excitement.
What do the students do when there aren't any classes? Do they just talk and stuff?
That mysterious voice doesn't answer. Instead, I am surrounded by other sounds. Many voices are talking at once. It reminds me of the sound of waves near the ocean. But the sound is lively and enjoyable. The voices belong to boys and girls surrounding a desk. They are laughing and talking. They wear common clothing, though there are some differences. These may be uniforms. It's interesting to see that each person's uniform is distinct in some way. That one is the only one with something around his neck. The girl with short hair and a green jacket raises her right hand. Next to her is a girl with long black hair wearing a red jacket. She smiles. Then there is a well-built young man with strange spiky hair. In contrast to him, I see a small, delicate, intellectual-looking young man. Last, surrounded by them, is a young man with a calm demeanor sitting at a desk. The front of his uniform is open. His white shirt is showing. They seem to be talking about something. I cannot quite discern what it is. The scene proceeds to show various points in a normal school day. Classes, activities, clubs, student council. Looks like so much fun that I get excited. But then I remember. This is all just a dream. I am only dreaming. No matter how much I want it, there will never be a day when I can attend school for myself. All the scenes that I saw centered around the young man and his friends. I will never join their circle. I cannot go to school. I am not even human. I consider this self-evident truth once again. Though I look human, I am a machine made by humans. It does not matter how close my heart is to that of a human or how much my ego develops. I cannot become a real human. This mechanical body can never truly be human. Just as our mother could not overcome the obstacle of her illness, no matter how much she wished for it, I cannot overcome the obstacle of being a machine. It is futile for someone who cannot become human to yearn for a normal human life. There is a strange sensation somewhere in my chest that feels like pain. Still, although I am a machine created as a weapon, that girl loved me. What if there are other people like her who could understand me? Would I then be able to find a place to belong amongst the humans? But
you'll never find a place where you belong. Humans created you as a tool. They would never think of you as anything more. Everyone, to a man, lives by averting their eyes from something inside them. They all wish to live inside a never-ending dream. For who has the right to say they shouldn't?
For just a moment, I sense an incongruity in the kind voice. The strange pain within my body softens a little.
There are even humans who do not understand others' feelings. Still others do understand, and trample upon them regardless. Compared to them, you are much more human.
I remember the researchers. They certainly did not understand me, 024, or my sisters. We were treated only as objects. Even after they tried to give us a
Why
part.
not then seek to be human?
Me? Be a human?
The voice whines gently inside my mind. I feel my body is growing uneasily light, as if the world is spinning around
People
me.
sort through their memories in dreams. Each night they let go of painful memories and continue their lives with the morning sun. That's all you need do. Forget anything contrary to your desires.
If I forget...
Do not fear the act of letting go. The ones you admire wished only for you to be happy.
My mind seizes upon something. That precious wish. The desire given to me to meet our mother someday and tell her thank you. We must not forget that. But as long as this wish is precious to me, as long as I cannot erase it from my heart, the fact that I am not human will remain.
And I too. All I wish from the depths of my heart is for you to find joy.
Happiness.
I think back.
I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I remember the girl who wished for our happiness. I want to grant that wish. I want to tell her thank you, but that will be difficult for me now. In which case, should I not at least seize this opportunity and be happy here for her sake?
Forget. And be happy.
Oh, that is a manipulative voice. My vision goes dark. The sounds I heard fade away. I feel as if I am falling.
Everything is now in readiness.
That is a very manipulative voice. Huh. So she did get thrown into the TV. She didn't break herself out. Huh. What the hell is that voice? When I open my eyes, I'm staring at a wood grain board. It's the surface of a desk. I quickly raise my head. It looks like I fell asleep in class. My sleeve was pressed against my forehead while I was asleep, and the texture left a mark. Oh man, I hope no one sees this. I rub my forehead a little and look around the classroom. According to the clock on the wall, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. The only thing written on the blackboard is 5/1/2012 Tuesday. Everything else is erased. I stretch out my arms. I feel a little tired, but I gotta stay focused. After all, I just got elected student council president in the election a couple of days ago. I have to keep in touch with what the people who voted for me want in a leader. Things with the student council will get pretty hectic after school. I should hurry to the student council room. I stand up and open the door in the back of the class. When I go to the hallway, there's no one around. I check inside the classrooms as I go, but I still don't see anyone.
Where the heck is everyone?
It's weird. The whole school is usually rowdier than this after classes. I should hear people talking and laughing in classrooms and teachers yelling at them to quiet down. Where's all the bustle of the students and everyone getting ready for their after-school activities? Just when I'm wondering that, I turn around and look down the way I came.
Oh, there they are.
Wait, the hijacking happened on the 2nd. The hijacking happened on the 2nd, but the blackboard said 5/1? There's some students in the hallway. Some of them are chatting and others are coming out of the classrooms. A few of them run past me carrying the bags. Yeah, this is like it. This is how school's supposed to be.
Hey, no running in the hallway.
The student gives an apologetic smile. He just waves to me as he zooms down the stairs.
You'll put your eye out if you don't look where you're going. Oh well. I just gotta clamp down on him more from now on.
I put my hands on my hips
Hey
and
there, Miss
sigh.
President.
Are you off to the student council room? Have fun.
You're always so excited about that.
Bye, Miss President. See you next Monday.
Everyone walking down the hallway talks to me. I wave back at them. I've always had a lot of friends and people who knew me. Ever since I got elected student council president, all the students seem to know who I am. The job comes with a lot of pressure, but I know I'm up to it. I'm going to be busier than ever around school now. I did have my doubts, but in the end I'm glad I ran for student council president.
Yeah, I did the right thing. I did.
I head to the student council room. Time flies as I go over my agenda. Before I know it, there's red light pouring in from the west window. It's already sundown.
Guess that's enough for today.
There's no one else left in the student council room. I had the others go home before it got too late. But when I said that if they pushed themselves too much at the start, they'd burn out quick, they just laughed and said, "The same goes for you." I leave the student council room and lock it up. As I go down the hall to return the key, I see a strange woman at the far end of the hallway. She's not wearing her school uniform. She's got on an odd hat, some gloves, and a one-piece dress. Elizabeth. They're all the same deep blue color. Underneath one arm is an old-looking book. I can't see her face with her back towards me, but her short, straight hair draws my attention. Her hair is this radiant silver, like if pearls were stretched out into strands.
Who in the world is that?
Maybe it's the clothes, but she gives out this strong presence. I get a little uneasy looking at her. I'm not tiptoeing or anything, but she doesn't turn around until I'm about 2 meters away. When she finally does, though, I gasp a little. Her features are so perfect that she's like a sculpture.
Hey, excuse me. You got some reason to be at our school? Are you sure this is how things should be? Huh?
I don't understand what she's getting at, but for some reason the question throws
I
me.
am a wanderer who only stopped here because I sensed great power gathering. I am in no position to give advice, but, this place will soon be caught in a bit of a fracas. If you continue to avert your eyes from everything, I think it will have an impact on your life in the near future.
What?
What she just said sounded pretty scary. She may have some screws loose. Something is whispering to me deep in my heart, asking me, doesn't she have a point? Aren't you looking away from something important?
What you choose is up to you, but I believe there are factors preventing you from making the right choices at the moment. I couldn't bring myself to just stand by and watch as you lost your life before my eyes. That is why I was waiting here to give you one last chance.
The lady opens the thick book she's holding. I don't know how it's doing that, but light streams from the book. Gets stronger and stronger until I have to shield my eyes. The blinding light finally begins to fade a little. I slowly open my eyes. The first thing I see should have been my arm, but what I see instead is an arm made of metal.
Huh? What is this?
can't believe this awkward metal arm is mine. It's like metal plates are completely covering it. I start tugging at them to try and tear them off.
It won't come off. What gives?
It's not just my arms, my legs have changed too. Why are my arms and legs mechanical? My whole body even. I stare at my hands in confusion. These are my hands all right. Part of me knows that, and I shake my head. What am I thinking? There's no way these are my hands. It's not possible. It's not... My head hurts. What is this?
I will be your opponent for a short while. During that time, why not think back about who you are?
Huh? My opponent?
The lady takes a slightly defensive stance.
And away we go.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to fight Elizabeth. So I did look up something about Elizabeth. Once I beat her, look at what she's doing on the ground. Pew.
Final.
Yep, certainly can't actually summon a persona. Holy crap. Fucking stop. Ooh, persona break. Nice.
I see. Remarkable. Oh no. Remarkable. Impressive. Your fate is in with your frozen now. Backing up. Well done.
She sits on the ground and she's just like, good job. She doesn't look hurt at all. I think that's the end of Labrys's story, by the way. This is the last scene. Because there's only one battle. I somehow managed to beat that lady in blue who attacked me. How did I win? How did I use these metal arms and legs like it was second nature? I don't understand. The lady in blue stands before me exactly like she was when I first saw her. She's not even breathing hard.
Well done. But I'm sure you realize now, you are not human. There must have been an important promise that could only be kept in that guise. That must have been your reason for living. Whether it's worth losing that or not, I ask that you give it serious thought.
An important promise. My reason for living?
I repeat that to myself. It seems important somehow.
Now, it seems the tumult of trials is about to begin. In which case, I bid you good luck.
The thick book in her hands closes with a loud thud. Strangely, that ordinary sound lingers in my mind. I come back to my senses. There's no one here anymore. I take a nervous look at my arms and legs.
Nothing seems different about me.
There's no metal on my limbs now. Just ordinary skin and bones.
What the heck was that? A dream?
Yeah, what was that? Would daydream be the word for what just happened? I can't sort out my thoughts, so I think to myself, I can't let it get to me. Just let it go. But some things I can't dismiss that easy. You're not human. You have an important promise which must have been your reason for living.
She said, I'm forgetting something? That I need to remember?
My head's hurting again. The pain brings back another memory. It's just for a second and I can't quite catch it, but I saw blue skies and the ocean and someone else was there. Maybe a white dog too, I don't know. I think there was a lot more to it, but the last voice I heard stays with me.
I mean, we're loved after all.
When I come to, my hands are balled into fists. That's when I make a decision. That promise, that reason for living, I have to hang on to it. I didn't hear them until now, but there are strange voices everywhere in the school building. Is this the tumult of trials that lady in blue mentioned? Is that really going to be a thing?
I can't just leave this be. I'm the dang student council president.
As student council president, I have to find out what's going on in my school. I need to make sure the students aren't getting involved in anything dangerous. I start running towards the first floor. End. So that...
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
So we can now
This place
continue
exists between
from the
dream and
cliffhanger
reality,
in most
light
stories,
and
but
magic.
not
Now,
in the Persona 3 characters or
why don't you introduce
Naotos.
yourself?
So, for what it's worth, we've been going for about 3.5 hours, and any story that we start is going to take at least an hour to finish. So, I'm going to stop it for now. I'll be back to streaming this next week. Make sure to check it out, and I'll see you then. And yeah, definitely an interesting story. God, the Kirijo group
This
is a
is
bunch of
space
horrible
that
people.
only those who have, in one way